pressure coming from behind, and that is intercepted by the Bears. Nigel Swift with the INT. He is heading down the sideline. One man to beat. Swift heading for the end zone, and he is in for a New York Bears touchdown.
Socrates, he's on the move, and they're going to look for Socrates in the corner. Touchdown!
Back on in, here's Yoxin. Yoxin with the backhand, trying to go to the front, makes the move and shot, and he scores! Rowan heading for the touchpad with the lead, and the Profs will take the men's 400-yard freestyle relay.
Sends one on goal, and he scores!
And it is a power play goal! Pass, middle of the field, the catch is made by Britt. She's off to the races at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Britt is in for the score!
It delivers. And that's hit back toward the mound. Weiss has it in short. He steps on second, and the ball game is over. Massapequa Coast has won the 2023 New York State Little League Baseball Championship. Live from the Joseph T. St. Lawrence Sports Complex in Hillburn, New York, PDF Sports Network is proud to welcome you into coverage of the Elite Football Alliance. Tonight, the New York Bears host the New York Legion in a Week 2 matchup. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Foreman alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Bavona, and we are about 30 minutes away from kickoff here in Torn Valley. Nick, first, I'd like to welcome you into your first EFA broadcast as the Bears will look to make it back-to-back wins on their home turf here tonight, while the Legion look to open their season with a victory.
Well, bit of a different view for me, Joe. Last week was on the camera, now this week inside the booth, but nonetheless should be a great action tonight between the Legion and the Bears. Bears looking to go to 2-0 on the season. Legion looking to pull off what a lot of people could consider maybe an upset and try to go to 1-0 on the season.
Nick, even though you weren't on the call last week, you did get a chance to get your first look at this New York Bears team. A bit of a slow start for them against the Demon Knights, but they erupted for 26 unanswered points in the second half and did not allow a single point after Empire State's opening drive. How were they able to turn things around after falling behind 6-0?
I think once we saw in that game, the Demon Knights had an opportunity to add to their 6-0 lead early on. They had a goal line opportunity, 4th and goal, interception for the Bears, led to them getting their first touchdown of the game. Went into the half with a 7-6 lead, and as you mentioned, the 26 unanswered points right after then really came down to a lot of things for them. They were able to pass the ball really well. The defense was really big in the second half for them. The only thing they have to fix on is their penalty yards. That was a big concern for them last week. Let's see if they do it tonight.
No question about it. You see it on your screen. 13 penalties in that game for the Bears, 95 yards against them on penalties. But, Nick, the Bears were very impressive last week, and standing between them and a 2-0 start is a New York Legion team that is making their 2023 season debut tonight. 2022 was a tough year for the Legion as they won only 2 games. However, they were in the playoff race until their final game, a win-and-in matchup against the Empire State Demon Knights. The Legion led that game 6-0 after an opening drive touchdown, but they would not score again in what turned out to be a lopsided defeat. Let's take a look back at the entire 2022 slate for the Legion.
And you see, just unfortunately for the Legion, they had a lot of offensive issues in terms of numbers. They realistically, the entire season, they averaged just under 5 points that the entire year. So they're looking for a clean slate here in 2023 with this Week 2 matchup against the Bears. They would like to do a lot more things offensively that are good for them, that can help them pull off a win. You see on those numbers, not a lot of good offensive numbers. They would like to fix those here tonight.
No question about it, and we will get a chance to talk to 2 players on the Legion offense a bit later in our pregame show. A bit of a teaser for what is to come here on the PDF Sports Network pregame show. But, Nick, the Legion did face this Bears team twice last year and didn't have much success against the New York defense. Only 6 points across the 2 games against them. But we saw last week how good the Bears defense can be. What stood out for the Bears defensively against Empire State last week that gave the Legion so many problems offensively when these 2 teams met last season?
Well, you saw with the Demon Knights, they only threw for 105 yards in that game, and they early on were having good success throwing the ball through the air. But once the Bears, clamped down and were able to stop the wide receivers for the Demon Knights, that's really what led them to getting that win. You mentioned just the 2 games they played, 6 points for the Legion in those 2 matchups, but their defense also had a problem against the Bears. They allowed about 68 points in those 2 matchups, so they need to fix things on both sides of the ball if they're going to get a win.
And it wasn't just the Legion that had a tough time against the Bears last year. The 3 teams returning to the EFA this season were all winless against New York. Looking back at last year's Bears schedule, you can see that their only losses came to the eventual championship teams, the Pharaohs and the Gators. However, the rest of the league had no answers for this New York team.
And I think if you're the Bears, that's got to give you some confidence going into the season. A lot of people might consider you to be the preemptive favorite to winning the championship this year. If everything goes right for them, they're able to get through these games. It's kind of like tonight. A lot of people would consider maybe this a winnable game for the Bears. They have to avoid not looking ahead of themselves to the rest of the schedule and making sure they get these wins.
And the Bears will have quite a lengthy layoff after this game. Only 1 game per week in the EFA. Next week's game will feature the Empire State Demon Knights visiting the New York Bandits, and then another week off for Labor Day after that. So quite a bit of time for the Bears between this game and their next game. We'll see if that impacts them. Really not much to look ahead to in the coming weeks if you're New York. But Nick, as we close in on kickoff between the Bears and the Legion, I will head down to field level to catch up with some Legion players. We mentioned we're going to talk to a couple of players on the New York offense, and that is coming up next ahead of this Week 2 matchup.
Attention, local businesses and professionals. Isn't it time to elevate your game? Now you can advertise your business or product on PDF Sports Network. Your ad will appear on all of our broadcasts, including this one. Don't have a commercial? We'll make one for you, absolutely free. What better way to showcase your product and brand while supporting the best local sports, teams, and leagues? Call now at 732-723-8189 or visit us at pdfsportsnet.com.
East Coast Trophies and Awards has been serving your awards needs since 1986 and is now a proud sponsor of the PDF Sports Network. From sports-specific trophies and plaques to corporate and business promotions and gifts, East Coast Trophies and Awards is your one-stop shop for all of your crowning achievements. And they always meet the right price. Contact Chris today at 848-223-7071 or visit them at www.eastcoastawards.com.
And welcome back to the Joseph T. St. Lawrence Complex here in Hillburn, New York. My name is Nicholas Pavona, back with you for the pregame here between the Legion and the Bears. My broadcast partner, Joe Foreman, downstairs on field level as he catches up with some of the key figures in tonight's matchup. Let's go downstairs with Joe as he is downstairs with Legion quarterback David DeSalvatore.
Joe Foreman back with you for the PDF Sports Network, joined by Legion quarterback David DeSalvatore. David, thank you for joining us. Your first game back with the team following an injury early last season. How good does it feel to get back on the field?
Feels great. Can't wait to be back. I'm ready to ball out today.
Sounds good. And last week, the Bears defense allowed only 6 points against Empire State. What challenges does this New York defense present to your offense?
Well, they switch up their coverage. They got 2 big guys inside. We'll see how it goes today.
And last question, audience at home getting their first look at you as a player for the Legion on PDF Sports Network. What can they expect to see from you in this offense?
They can expect me to ball out, make plays.
Ball out. Look for it tonight. David DeSalvatore, quarterback of the New York Legion. Thanks for joining us. Yep. Nick, back up to you.
Thank you, Joe. And David DeSalvatore would certainly like to have a better season this year. Obviously got injured in last year's season. Only threw 6 attempts last year, 3 completions. Also had 2 interceptions, so he would certainly like to have some better numbers this year, and will look to obviously stay healthy. Now let's go back downstairs with Joe, as he's going to catch up with Legion tight end, Vaughn Gooden. Take it away, Joe.
And we're we're back down on the field with Legion tight end Vaughn Gooding. Vaughn, you come in as the team's leading returning receiver. What do you view your role to be on this offense?
Just to be a leader, kind of help facilitate and bring the guys together. We got a great opportunity this year. We just want to be able to put forth a good effort and just, lead by example.
We saw a lot of big plays in the Week 1 game between Empire State and your opponent tonight, the New York Bears. How does your offense keep that trend of big plays going here this evening?
Simply execute, play by our steps. If we do what we're supposed to do, I think we'll be all right tonight.
Original New York Legion member, team captain. What is the identity of this team?
Heart and play together. Teamwork, play with heart. We'll be good.
Vaughn, thanks for joining us. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you, Joe. And DeSalvatore and Gooden both looking to make a huge impact in tonight's game as they look to knock off the Bears and send them to a 1-1 mark on this short season. But as Joe makes his way back to the booth, we will step out for a word or two, and when we come back, we will have our final thoughts and kickoff to tonight's EFA matchup between the Legion and the Bears right here, only on the PDF Sports Network.
Attention local businesses and professionals. Isn't it time to elevate your game? Now you can advertise your business or product on PDF Sports Network. Your ad will appear on all of our broadcasts, including this one. Don't have a commercial? We'll make one for you, absolutely free. What better way to showcase your product and brand while supporting the best local sports, teams, and leagues? Call now at 732-723-8189 or visit us at pdfsportsnet.com.
And we are back here on the PDF Sports Network with about 15 minutes to go ahead of kickoff in this Week 2 Elite Football Alliance matchup between the New York Bears and the New York Legion. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Bavona. And Nick, earlier we got a look at how these two teams fared last year across their 8-game schedule. Let's see how their overall numbers stacked up side by side as we get ready to get underway here in tonight's game.
And we talked about it with the Legion and their offensive issues last season. They really had a tough time scoring overall on the season. They need to get those, things fixed. DeSalvatore getting injured early on could be a huge reason why they had those offensive issues. He makes his return tonight. Vaughn Gooding obviously will be a guy he'll be looking out for in this game. And then on the Bears side, we saw last week, their offense got into a huge groove as the second half happened. Their defense was also really big for them as this game went on for them against the Demon Knights. If they can continue to click like that throughout this game, it will be certainly a tough time for the Legion out there.
Well, you mentioned DeSalvatore and Gooding for the Legion. Obviously, I got a chance to speak to them both just a few moments ago. We did not see DeSalvatore here on PDF last season. He got injured in the first game of the year for New York, and we saw multiple Legion quarterbacks the rest of the way. But when New York did connect on big plays, very often Vaughn Gooding was one of the players involved. Definitely someone to look out for tonight on this New York offense. And you said it, Nick, the Bears offense really hit their stride, especially from the second quarter onward against the Demon Knights. Don't overlook the work their defense did in that game as well. Their defense was very strong. And as we saw on our screen and still see up on your screen, the Bears may have had the better of the matchup by the numbers last season, but the Legion do have the advantage of having seen the Bears play already this season. Also, the Bears have to contend with not having seen any film of this 2023 Legion squad. How much of a role do you think that plays entering tonight's matchup?
I think when you have a full offseason to, fix the stuff that didn't go right for you the previous year, and plus now with the Legion, as you mentioned, they have the full 1 week of resting, seeing what the Bears did last week against the Demon Knights. It kind of gives you somewhat of a little bit of advantage in knowing that this is what your opponent might be, having tendencies towards, whether they're trying to run the ball effectively or, as we saw the Bears do last week, they threw very, very well against the Demon Knights. So if you're the Legion, you just need to figure out what went wrong for you, last year against the Bears, and then fix all those issues out going into tonight's game. It's a whole brand new year. You want to get those, issues fixed out and make sure that you come out on top with the win.
Losing your quarterback in week 1 last season, if you're the Legion, certainly hurt. I think that's a big reason why they didn't put up the offensive numbers they would have liked against the Bears. But this Bears offense also very formidable. As we spoke about before, we'll get a chance to talk a bit more about them ahead of kickoff in this game. But on the other side of this matchup now, the Bears have the advantage of having one game under their belt, and it appeared that they really settled in last week after the first few series against Empire State on both sides of the ball. The Bears also have the benefit of home field advantage for the second straight week. How much do these factor into tonight's game against the Legion?
Well, I think as you saw the Bears game going on, early on in the first quarter, a lot of stuff went wrong for them on both sides of the ball. And as the game kept going on, they were able to find those strides and able to connect on big plays. We saw Tyler Petty. He had a huge game offensively for them in the receiving category. And that can lead to getting you opportunities to get those touchdowns. Now, for the other factor of home field advantage, anytime you're at home, you want to play out and show out with your fans here. So for the Bears, they're going to look to make sure that they come out on top, don't let anything go right past them, and go to 2-0 on the season.
And ahead of tonight's game, we will have an opportunity to take a look back at last week's game. And Nick, the Week 1 matchup between the Bears and Demon Knights was certainly a tale of two halves.
And, we talked about it. The Bears started off slow, were able to get it going as the second half went on. But as we're going to see here, Joe, as we take a look at some of the highlights in that game.
Tyler Sawicki on the opening drive here, as you'll get a look at the Demon Knights in the red zone. Connecting for the touchdown was Ricardo Caballero. He finds Sawicki over the middle. The Demon Knights offense really got off to a great start.
They got off to a huge start, and then we see right here with the failed fourth down for the Bears, it gave the Demon Knights an opportunity to go up early in that game by 2 possessions. But as we'll see in the next highlight, they were not able to keep it going. We got a huge end-and-round play right there to get them a first down. But as the second quarter went on, that's when the Bears started to click.
And here you'll see another big completion. This time, it's A.J. Ray again for Empire State up the sideline. He was huge for them. Unfortunately for Empire State, it was not enough to keep them in front.
And you see right here, this is the huge interception that got the Bears the momentum that they needed. And a big return also on the play that set up the Bears' first touchdown of the game, gave them that momentum going into the half, where they would score the 26 unanswered points in that second half to come out with the win.
Defense leading to offense as the Bears do convert here on fourth down, and that was a really big play in the first half of the game as it set the Bears up for their first score.
And we'll see right here with the Bears getting that first score. Always huge, getting your team back into the game. Only a 6-0 deficit. Great move right there to get around the corner, get around the defense, and get into the end zone for the touchdown.
And on the last play of the half, the Bears very nearly struck for 6 more. It was a situation where they snapped it from deep in their own territory, got a huge run. Fortunately for Empire State, nothing comes of that.
And then they started off the second half with a huge completion down the right side of the field. Another big catch from Petty, who, as we mentioned, had a huge game for the Bears.
And Trey Myers, a big part of the rushing attack as well. He finds the end zone for 6, and the Bears really took over the game from this point.
And then we see Juan Rodriguez, the quarterback, was able to go on the run and make a huge play. And that was another big factor for the Bears. Rodriguez getting out of the pocket, making some big plays.
He did a great job throwing on the run. As you see, another long Bears touchdown here. This one really put some distance between New York and Empire State, and here's the game-clinching INT for the Bears.
And the Bears, that defense was big for them as the game went on. Started off really slow, were able to fix the issues that they had early on in the game, got the interception at the goal line, get the game clincher right there, coming on top with a 33-6 win.
And if you're the Bears, things didn't get off to a great start. We've spoken about it already. They did a lot well in the second half of that game. What would you say stood out to you the most from what the Bears were able to do? Because on defense, they shut out Empire State for 3 straight quarters. On offense, they finished the game scoring 33 straight. There really wasn't much that went wrong after the start of the second quarter for New York, but what was the number one thing that stood out to you? I believe you mentioned the receiver play earlier.
I think it really comes down to, for the defensive side for the Bears, they were able to hold the passing game of the Demon Knights. They only threw for 105 yards in that game. And when you have that low of a number passing, you really rely on your running game to get you somewhere in the field. They did all right in the running game as it pertains to the Demon Knights. 18 carries for 77 yards as a team. But the Bears put the game out of reach to the point where they had to throw the ball. And at that point, Caballero, we saw late in the game, he was getting some big shots from that Bears defensive line. He looked really, really injured at the end of that game, and that led to some interceptions.
There were some big hits late in that game, Nick, and I think that's another good point you make. The Bears played an incredibly physical game last week, and you have to think that wore the Demon Knights down a little bit as that game carried on. We also saw a lot of penalties. We mentioned that the Bears committed 13 penalties, 95 penalty yards going against them, but Empire State had a key penalty in the red zone, goal-to-go situation that backed them up on 4th and goal, and ultimately the Demon Knights would throw an interception. That interception set the Bears up in good field position. It took the potential for points off the board for Empire State. They had a chance to go up 2 scores. Now, we haven't seen the Legion this year. I don't believe they scored more than twice, with the exception of one game. However, if you fall behind 2 scores against a Legion team tonight that's hungry, taking the field for the first time, you could be in a very difficult position if you're the Bears. They can't afford to find themselves in that spot again.
And we talked about it, a huge turnaround from last season to this season for the Legion. They want to come out on top and make sure that last season does not happen once again. And you're right. If the Legion were to get out to an early start like the Demon Knights did and are able to get a 2-possession lead early on, that could be trouble for the Bears. They have to fix those penalty yard issues, as we mentioned. But if they get some big play offense from Petty, like they had last week, who had over almost 180 yards receiving on the day, that could be huge for the Bears overall in their offensive scheme.
And we touched on it last week, something the Bears have done so well in the games we've covered here on PDF, going, of course, back to last season and in week 1 of this year. They have managed to force turnovers, and they force those turnovers in very big spots. On 4th down, in close games, whenever the Bears have needed to get the ball back, they have found a way, and that's been a big trait of this defense so far in now, I believe, 5 games that we've seen them play here on PDF.
And that is a really big success overall for your defense if you're able to force those turnovers overall on the team. There was also a fumble the Demon Knights had in that game as well. Bears were not able to recover that, but it just goes to show you that this team can force turnovers when needed be. If they get that pass rush like they did last week, that could lead to some interceptions. It could overall lead to some mistakes. So the Legion have to try to avoid that tonight in order to try to pull off what would be a great win for them.
Now, assuming we get underway on time at 6:30 p.m., we would be about 5 minutes away from kickoff right now. So what we are going to do is step aside and take a quick break. Week 2 in the Elite Football Alliance will get underway when we come back. The New York Bears take on the New York Legion coming up next on the PDF Sports Network.
East Coast Trophies and Awards has been serving your awards needs since 1986 and is now a proud sponsor of the PDF Sports Network. From sports-specific trophies and plaques to corporate and business promotions and gifts, East Coast Trophies and Awards is your one-stop shop for all of your crowning achievements, and they always meet the right price. Contact Chris today at 848-223-7071 or visit them at www.eastcoastawards.com.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Attention local businesses and professionals. Isn't it time to elevate your game? Now you can advertise your business or product on PDF Sports Network. Your ad will appear on all of our broadcasts, including this one. Don't have a commercial? We'll make one for you, absolutely free. What better way to showcase your product and brand while supporting the best local sports, teams, and leagues? Call now at 732-723-8189 or visit us at pdfsportsnet.com.
And we are back from the Joseph T. St. Lawrence Sports Complex here on the PDF Sports Network. Once again, Joe Foreman, Nick Bavona on the call for tonight's Week 2 Elite Football Alliance matchup between the New York Bears and the New York Legion. Now, we spoke about it during our Week 1 game, if I'm not mistaken, but here in the Elite Football Alliance, there is a part of the pregame procedures that include what is called the lineup line. And each week in the EFA, someone must recite their name and number on camera just to associate a face with the jersey number and confirm that each team has nothing but eligible players present for each game every given week. The Bears are in the process right now, I believe, of going through that lineup line process, and I do believe that is head coach Jason Walker with the iPhone getting the name and number of each player for him. They are lined up in front of the end zone. You're getting a look at that on your screen right now, a unique feature of EFA football that you're seeing play out in front of you on your screen right now. But, Nick, we mentioned it before. This game was scheduled to get underway at 6:30 p.m. It looks like we're going to be a bit late ahead of kickoff this evening, but keys to the game tonight. Most important things for these two teams to focus on. We've touched on a lot of them already, so it might be a bit of a challenge to find something more. But, Nick, keys to the game for both sides. What have you got?
I think for the Legion, it comes down to stopping that passing attack from the Bears. We've already spoken about it multiple times and how the Bears did good last week. But if you look at the matchups also last year with these two teams, the Bears have just overall been a really good, passing attack against any team in this league. And the Legion need to avoid that happening again tonight if they're going to have a chance to win. So I think for the Legion, stop the passing attack, force them to run the ball, and see if they can get those yards on the ground. And for the Bears, it's obviously a little bit of uncertainty because you're facing a team that has some different players now going into this season. DeSalvatore now is healthy. He's ready to play. So I think overall for the Bears, they just have to try to have somewhat of a similar game plan they had last week against the Demon Knights because that led to a lot of success for them overall in that game.
Now, Nick, let's do something that might be a bit easier for us. Let's talk about how that game plan played out last week. We did see the overall numbers for the Bears in Week 1, but individually, a lot of different players had a huge impact on that game offensively. You mentioned huge game for Tyler Petty. Why don't you go through some of the offensive standouts for this Bears team, as there were quite a few of them from Week 1.
Hey, we talked about the passing attack for the Bears. Juan Rodriguez, 14 of 25, 238 yards, 4 touchdown passes in that game. We also saw him on the run, able to make some plays. Didn't have any rushing yards in the game, but his dual threat ability led to some big plays for the Bears in that game. Trey Myers had 7 carries for 59 yards and the first touchdown for the Bears. And then we talked about Tyler Petty. 8 catches, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a longest catch of 43 yards. He was a monster against that Demon Knights team. They really had no answer for them, especially if he was in one-on-one coverage. That's really big for the Legion, I think, tonight. I think you have to make sure if it's one-on-one, that safety has to help that corner in that scenario because if you give Petty an opportunity one-on-one, most of the time he's going to win it.
And we saw an adjustment that the Bears made defensively in Week 1. And in that game, A.J. Ray got off to a great start for the Demon Knights, as we saw in our highlights. But later in that game, it looked like Ray may have been hobbled by an injury, but nonetheless, the Bears were dedicating safety help to him. And the Demon Knights really didn't have many other places to go with the football. It was clear that Ray was the favorite target of Ricardo Caballero. Most of the passes went his way, and that made for a very tough go of it for the Demon Knights offense in the passing game. No other Demon Knights receiver had more than 2 receptions. Ray had 6 catches, 79 yards in the game. So that's something that we saw the Bears do defensively that worked very well in Week 1. And speaking of their offense once again, a number that stood out for them that you didn't touch on, they did not turn the ball over in the Week 1 game against Empire State. Their only giveaway, if you want to call it that, came on downs. So Demon Knights did get the ball back on downs once in that game, if I'm not mistaken. No interceptions, no fumbles lost for New York, and that was big in keeping the game close early after they had fallen behind by a score.
And another thing about the Bears' offense in that game, just one sack allowed against Rodriguez. So that's big also for to get down the field. Rodriguez did not face that much pressure as the game kept going on, was able to get out of the pocket, as I mentioned, was able to find some receivers down the field. And then you spoke about it. A.J. Ray had himself a good game, but the Bears were able to, zone in on him and make sure that he was not responsible for the Demon Knights scoring at any more points in that game. And that was big overall for the Bears, getting that good of a defensive effort from them last week.
And in addition to the safety help that the Bears utilized against A.J. Ray, they also were able to slow down Empire State's passing game with pressure on the quarterback. In the game, Ricardo Caballero didn't get a clean pocket to throw from very often. The Bears finished with 2 sacks, 6 tackles for a loss in the game, for a net loss of 24 yards against the Empire State offense. And the Bears' defense, in terms of their pressure on the quarterback, got better and better as the game went on. And I touched on it before. The physicality of the game seemed to wear on Empire State, and they are no strangers to a physical game. The Bears have to come back from a game where they were challenged physically as well by Empire State just a week later, and they have to take on a fresh New York Legion team playing in their first game of the season.
And we saw the Bears' defense when it came to, tackles and allowing the amount of yards. They had, overall, they were able to make sure that not extra yardage was gained throughout most of that game overall when it came to either passing or running. They got the 2 interceptions. That led to 77 interception yards, which is big. That first one obviously went all the way to a return about midfield, and that was a big opportunity for the Bears. They were able to capitalize it with their first touchdown of the game, and they did not look back as they held the lead from there on.
Well, Nick, the good news for us is that the sun, that right now is right in our faces, is beginning to set behind the trees. And for the players out on the field, that means that the field will be covered in shadows rather than sunlight. The bad news is we do not appear to be very close to kickoff. So once again, we will step aside, take about a 5-minute break. When we come back, we hope to have the start of this Week 2 Elite Football Alliance matchup between the Bears and the Legion. More to come on the PDF Sports Network after the short break.
Experience. It's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe, it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Great having you. Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Like you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Attention, local businesses and professionals. Isn't it time to elevate your game? Now you can advertise your business or product on PDF Sports Network. Your ad will appear on all of our broadcasts, including this one. Don't have a commercial? We'll make one for you, absolutely free. What better way to showcase your product and brand while supporting the best local sports, teams, and leagues? Call now at 732-723-8189 or visit us at pdfsportsnet.com.
East Coast Trophies and Awards has been serving your awards needs since 1986 and is now a proud sponsor of the PDF Sports Network. From sports-specific trophies and plaques to corporate and business promotions and gifts, East Coast Trophies and Awards is your one-stop shop for all of your crowning achievements, and they always meet the right price. Contact Chris today at 848-223-7071 or visit them at www.eastcoastawards.com.
And we're back here on the PDF Sports Network as we just had the coin toss down at midfield. Unfortunately for Nick and I, we cannot see it. The sun is shining straight into the press box, and right now we are contorting ourselves around the windows and the furniture to try and get a clean view of the action down on the field. But in just a few minutes, we will get underway from the Joseph T. St. Lawrence Sports Complex. Week 2 Elite Football Alliance action between the New York Bears and the New York Legion. Navigating the sun, Nick, I'm trying to get an idea of who it is that is kicking and who it is that is receiving, and it looks like the Legion are set to receive the opening kickoff.
So the Legion will have an opportunity to show their offense first, and we talked about Salvatore coming back from that injury, so he gets to come onto the field first and have an opportunity to get the first points of the season for the Legion here on the first possession of their game, but that's if we're correct, and if the Legion are the ones receiving it.
It does appear that the Legion will be receiving the kickoff. Okay. I've called a lot of games in sunlight, Nick. I have never seen anything like this.
It is very, very brutal.
It is just not a good angle.
No.
And the problem will be gone within the next, I'd say, half hour or 45 minutes. But we'll have to contend with this, at least for now, in this first quarter. So we'll see how it goes, and the Legion will get the ball first. Now, something we mentioned before, Nick, the Week 1 game between Empire State and New York, a very hard-hitting physical game. For a quarterback in David DeSalvatore, who's coming back from an injury last season, it is going to be very important for the Legion offensive line to protect their signal caller, especially given the pressure generated by this Bears defensive front in Week 1.
And think about the pressure of him coming back onto the field. You know, he wants to go out there and have himself a strong start to this game to give his team early momentum as the game goes on. So he'll want to come right out of the gate, make sure he gets some good completions, give himself and his team an opportunity to score first. We saw the Demon Knights early on last week's game. They were able to score first, almost got an opportunity to go up 2 possessions. We're not able to do so, unfortunately. If the Legion are able to do that, who knows how this game will go on.
And something that we rarely get a chance to touch on because sometimes it's not a statistical standout, but special teams. Each and every week in the EFA, keep an eye on special teams. We saw this Legion team return a kickoff for a touchdown here on PDF last year, and special teams very often brings us dynamic plays week in and week out here on PDF Sports Network. So it does appear that the Bears are getting set to put the football on the tee. I believe it is already there, and once we get the green light from the officials and their whistle, we will be underway from Hillburn, New York. The New York Bears take on the New York Legion in Week 2 of the Elite Football Alliance. Sending this one away are the Bears. That is a kick skipping into the arms of the return man. It is picked up, and very quickly the Bears get there, but making a man miss and breaking another tackle on the return is Daquan Villanueva. He's still going, and he is down just shy of the midfield stripe.
How about Villanueva, though, on that return? Took a skip, was able to break a couple tackles, and I thought for a second, Joe, he might have been able to go all the way.
Well, that was Deshaun Small, Nick. Once again, we are battling the sunlight, and that jersey was tucked a bit beneath the pads, but that was a 9, not a 6. So Deshaun Small on the kick return, and It looks like the Legion will start just short of midfield. The ball officially spotted at the 48-yard line. Our first look at this New York offense here this season, as it will be David DeSalvatore under center for New York.
I feel like an offensive coordinator, Joe, right now with my notepad trying to see how the defense and the offense are currently schemed out there.
Well, Nick, I have polarized sunglasses, and I am crouching in front of the window trying to get a view of the action. That is how much of a factor the sunlight is right now up here in the booth.
Salvatore will set up in the shotgun with the running back in the backfield, so let's see what they do here on first down.
One receiver wide right, man in motion to DeSalvatore's left. Early movement by the Legion. And we are going to have our first flag of the game on the game's first snap. False start against the Legion.
We saw a lot of that last week, too, with a lot of false start and encroachment on both sides of the ball for both teams. So early on, the Legion, not a good start to the game with the penalty. Now have 1st and 15 from their own 43-yard line.
We're getting word from the outside that the kickoff return was number 6. That would be Daquan Villanueva.
Okay.
Producers getting a look at the video from the outside, feeding us information, so that's great help. David Pizzuto tuning in to give us the stats and info that we might miss here in the commentary booth. Man in motion once again. Bit of a low snap. DeSalvatore throws, and that ball is off target. The intended receiver on the play was Tremel Williams.
And DeSalvatore was trying to hit him on a fade on the left-hand side, but threw the ball a little bit more into the middle of the field than he wanted to instead of going to the left-hand sideline. So that would make it now 2nd and long from the 43.
Williams, a running back for this New York Legion squad, was an offensive standout for the New York Bandits last season. He gets an early target. That throw a bit off the mark. It looked like Williams did have a step up the sideline to the outside of the defender, but the ball was thrown to the inside. Once again, Legion with 2 receivers to the right of DeSalvatore. Pistol look here, a strong pistol set. Williams in motion. Handoff goes up the middle, and the Bears are there as that play is blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go for Larry McLaughlin on that play, and that's a loss of about 3.
Good start for the Bears defense right there, forcing the incompletion on first down. Now getting a big stop on the ground. It's now 3rd and very long coming up for the Legion.
Penalty, incomplete pass, and a loss on that last carry for New York. And as you said, Nick, that will bring up a 3rd down and long. Certainly not the start the Legion were looking for, but they can turn things around quickly with one big completion in this spot. If they get close, they could consider going for it on 4th down, though they do have a punter on their roster.
If you're the Bears, just got to make sure you know where the 1st down marker is and make sure the Legion don't get it.
Eric Golden was their kicker last season. He's out there, and the throw is dropped, and I believe that was nearly intercepted. I thought for a moment that the Bears had it, but that ball came out at the last moment off of the dropped pass. A bit of a high throw from DeSalvatore on that one.
And Barrio Smith had an opportunity right there to almost get the interception for the Bears. Just went right through his hands, and now leads to 4th and long coming up for the Legion. So not a good start offensively for them on their first possession of the season.
And the Legion will punt here, and it will be Eric Golden to send it away. So Golden remains the punter for the Legion here in 2023. Also serves as a tight end. Legion will get one extra man off the field. Good snap. That's punted end over end straight up in the air. And that takes a Bears bounce as that ball was touched by the Legion right at the midfield stripe. And the Bears will officially start at the Legion 49-yard line. So the first drive for the Bears will begin in plus territory.
If you're the Bears, that's a great opportunity early on to get your first points of this game. It took a bad bounce. Looks like the ball now going to be respotted exactly at midfield, so it will be 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. But for the Bears, I mean, that took a huge bounce for them right there on the punt. Very sky-high punt right there for the Legion. just did not get the bounce they would have liked, and now the Bears have a prime opportunity to pounce on the first points of the game.
Juan Rodriguez, quarterback for the Bears. He's in a pistol set. One man in the backfield behind him, one man in front of him as they go screen to the left. Red jersey's there, and nearly breaking away was Tyler Williams. Nice moves by Williams to turn what would have been a very short gain into a more modest gain of about 3 or 4.
Yeah, a good opportunity. A fake on the handoff. Quick throw to the outside. Williams made a nice couple of good steps. And realistically, Joe, you're right. Could have had an opportunity to go further, but a good job by the Legion to able to get a tackle right there. Looks like it's going to be about a 4-yard pickup to make it 2nd and 6.
First positive play from scrimmage in this game belongs to the Bears. Legion ended up in a 4th and very long. And now the Bears will spread the field a bit. 3 receivers wide, and they will motion it back into the backfield. That's Ralston Romero, former member of the New York Legion, getting an opportunity on a carry here against his former team. A couple of broken tackles, and he is taken down just inside of the Legion 45-yard line.
And anytime you have a game against your former team, you want to go out and make some big plays. Romero there gets a 2-yard pickup. Now it makes it 3rd and about 4 coming up for the Bears.
Well, the Bears coming into the season lost their 2 leading ball carriers from last year, so Romero comes over to the Bears and immediately assumes a big role in the backfield. Gets the first carry of the game for New York. Gain of about 2 on that last run. And that will set up a 3rd down and about 4 yards to go for a first down. Bears opened week 1 with a quick 3 and out, hoping to avoid the same fate here. Spread shotgun set. Rodriguez looks to throw. He fires right, and that pass is broken up along the near side. Good play defensively for the Legion. Unfortunately, we do not have a number 11 on their roster, so we're not sure who that is. Thank you, Nick. That is Perot John Charles, as I have an outdated roster, Nick. That roster that I printed you was submitted after I printed mine, so you have an extra name on there.
Okay.
I do not have John Charles on my roster.
Well, nonetheless, he made a big play right there. But the Bears have the offense on the field, and the Legion got to avoid going off sides.
Spread shotgun set again on 4th down. Rodriguez on the move, throws downfield. He has Petty. Petty makes a move to the inside. He's wrapped up and pushed out of bounds, but not before the Bears pick up a first down following that 4th down conversion.
Well, how many times did we say his name last week, Joe, making big plays for this Bears offense? 4th and 4. Nice job by him to come back for the ball, make the catch, get a couple extra yards to get the first down for New York.
Well, Nick, the sun has officially set here in Torn Valley. I can now see the field. That very helpful.
That is very good for both of us.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take your roster.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm curious how many names you have that I didn't.
Time on the field now as it looks like the Bears have called a timeout.
And the Bears have indeed called timeout. So early in this game, we've seen 3 plays run by the Legion offense, 3 and out for them. The Legion defense forced the Bears into a 4th down and short. And Rodriguez, again, stepping up in the pocket, throwing on the move, was able to find an open man down the field. And no surprise, it's Tyler Petty once again.
And we saw a lot of that last week. I keep mentioning it, but he was able to get out of the pocket, as you mentioned, was able to find his receiver, found Petty coming back to the ball, and Petty did a good job overall on that route to get open, give his quarterback an opportunity to get the first down, and now gives themselves an opportunity as they're trying to get the first points of this game.
Looks like a trips pistol formation here for the Bears. Man in motion is Petty. Rodriguez takes the snap and hands off to Romero. He runs up the middle and is down just outside of the red zone as he's tackled at the Legion 21-yard line.
Pick up a 3 on the play to make it 2nd and about 7 coming up for the Bears as they now respotted at the 22, so a 2-yard pickup. So Romero right there, 2nd carry of the game, looking for a lot more. Just only had 4 carries in the win over the Demon Knights last week.
Bears will break huddle. Second down, and about 8 to go. Bears come out in another strong pistol set. Same formation as the previous play. Flip to the other side as Rodriguez will hand off to Romero again. Big hole up the middle, and Romero is in for a touchdown.
Romero finding that hole, as you said, Joe, and he put on the Jets and went right into the end zone for the Bears touchdown. They go on the board first, 6-0 New York.
Same play, different way, Nick, as they flip the formation back in the other direction. And after a short gain of just 2 on first down, Romero, with a surge up the middle, takes it all the way for the touchdown on second down. And with that, the Bears take an early 6-0 lead. And keep in mind, they do have a kicker. And now that the sun has set, I can tell you that kicker is number 43, Justin Hunter. He will set up for the extra point.
And how about Romero? That's got to feel good for him, getting a touchdown against his former team. Makes a nice big impact early on in this game.
Hunter ready to attempt the extra point as the Bears will move up a couple of steps. The officials respotting the football. Clean snap, good hold. And the kick is good as the Bears take an early 7-0 lead.
Strong start for the Bears right there as Romero gets the touchdown. Extra point is good. They now take an early 7-0 lead. And if you're the Bears right now, you've got to like how this game has started. A quick 3-and-out on the defensive side, able to get some points on the offensive side. And they did it through the ground most of the time. And they had a big fourth down completion to Petty. Overall, good start for New York. Now the Legion need to come back out here and have a better second drive if they're able to have a chance in this game.
Well, the Bears got off to a slow start last week. No slow start here this week against the Legion. A big part of it was that fourth down conversion. And not only was it a fourth down conversion, it was a big play on fourth down for the Bears offense.
Yeah, Petty, we saw how many big plays he made for this offense last week. Makes a huge one this week. And now gives his team an opportunity to increase the lead overall in this game with that touchdown as Romero gets the first points of the game. Now let's see if the Bears defense can continue their success they had on the first drive of this game. And the Legion, they'll look to make some early, fix those early mistakes that they had.
Well, the pressure already mounting on the Legion offense very quickly. They trail by 7. Not much going for them on that first drive, but an opportunity to get the ball back quickly and make some adjustments against this New York defense as the Bears will get set to kick it away once again. Hunter will kick. The Legion got a nice return on the opening kickoff as well, as I mentioned before. That kick skipping toward the goal line, and it comes to rest inside the 5. It is scooped up by Williams. Williams plants his foot, but he has nowhere to go as 5 or 6 black jerseys swarm in to make the tackle, and the Legion will start at their own 15-yard line.
And once again, a good bounce for the Bears right there, as it looked like he was trying to let that ball go into the end zone for the touchback, but it took a good bounce and it had to be returned. And the Bears, with a good overall kick now, going to start the Legion at their own, I believe, 18-yard line or 17-yard line, it looks like, here on first down.
And that was a good decision there by Williams to pick the ball up when he did. If he continued to let that ball bounce, it could have been big trouble, perhaps could have come to rest and stopped inside of the 5-yard line, and that would have put the Legion in a very difficult position, scooping up the ball with their backs to the team that was covering the kickoff return, and that spells disaster in many cases. And we've spoken about some crazy special teams plays that we've seen here on PDF covering the EFA. The Legion certainly didn't want to see another one right there.
Yeah, now they come back out here on offense, and we saw the first drive went for them. First down, a penalty on a offside. Then they had a loss on a running attempt, and then an incompletion on 3rd and long. Now they come back out here on their second possession, looking to get some positive yards.
Once again, a pistol set for the Legion offense. 3 receivers wide. The Salvatore sends Vaughn Gooding in motion. And he will hand off up the middle, running room, and that hole was closed quickly by the Bears. It looked like there was an opportunity there on that carry for Villanueva, but the Bears rallied to make the tackle after a short gain.
And I think early on, if you're the Legion, You want to get that running game involved, but so far the Bears are making sure that does not happen. So it could lead to the Legion trying to throw the ball a little bit more than they would have expected to do in this game. Now being second, and it looks like about 9 or 10 yards. It looks like they gave him a gain of 1 on the play.
I think officially, Nick, that may have gone for a loss of 1, though they are adjusting the down markers right now, so we'll see. I thought he gained a couple on that play, but it doesn't appear so. Lewis is signaling 2nd and 9, so they gave him 1. Salvatore with one man in the backfield to his right. That is Villanueva. 2 receivers wide left. Salvatore looking that way, pulls it down, and is sacked. The Bears blew up what looked to be a fake screen wheel play on the outside. And DeSalvatore, once he pulled the football in with a bit of a Ben Roethlisberger-esque pump fake on that one, was immediately sacked by Gerard Revanche.
And this has been a strong start for this Bears defensive line overall. And you saw it, the pump fake, trying to get it down the field, just no time in the pocket, and even on the run for DeSalvatore there. And now, once again, Joe, it's 3rd and very long coming up for the Legion.
A situation that all offenses hope to avoid. 3rd down and very long, always problematic. And if you're the Legion, they need to find a way to pick up positive yardage on the early downs. That's been an issue for them early in this game. Chance to make that a memory as that ball was snapped early, and it is loose. It looks like the Bears have it, and they do. As the Legion, with a miscommunication on that snap, DeSalvatore wasn't ready. The ball was snapped early, and the Bears recover as they will take over inside of the Legion 10-yard line.
Man, the Bears off to a monster start in this game. A tough break right there for the Legion on that snap, leading to a fumble recovered by the Bears. They now have a 1st and goal opportunity here, Joe, and a chance to go out 2 possessions.
We saw last week the Bears behind by a score. The Demon Knights had a chance to go up 2 possessions, did not capitalize. That game ended in a 26-point Bears victory. Here this week, the Legion hoping to avoid falling behind by 2 scores. And, of course, they'll be looking for a similar turnaround to what we saw from the Bears. The Bears offense hoping that does not happen as they will get set to take over in what will officially be a goal-to-go situation. This snap coming from just inside of the Legion 10-yard line. Romero once again in the backfield, pistol set. 2 receivers wide to the right, 1 wide left. Fade goes to the left, and that ball is caught for a Bears touchdown in the back corner of the end zone. Trying to get a look at the number on the player who made that catch. From here, it looked like a 16.
I think it was 18. I think that was Tyler Williams.
That was Williams. Thank you, Nick, as Tyler Williams has the Bears on the board for the 2nd time. New York touchdown puts them ahead by a score of 13-0. And, Nick, you have to love what you've seen from this Bears offense early in this game.
And you have to love that throw on the play from Rodriguez. He put it in the only spot where his wide receiver could make the play. Beautiful fade route into the left-hand corner of the end zone for the Bears score. An early 13-0 lead as they take advantage of the turnover.
Early 2-score lead for the Bears. This is exactly what the Legion were hoping to avoid coming into this game. Having to play from behind early, especially against a team that already has a week's worth of in-game reps under their belt. That makes it much tougher as that kick was blocked by the Legion. Chance to scoop and return, but there's a lot of traffic over the football.
Still no whistle either, and there's finally the whistle there.
Looked like that pile was at a standstill, awaiting a whistle, and it does come as the extra point is blocked, and the Bears will settle for a 13-0 lead.
And if you're the Legion, Joe, already 2 bad possessions so far throughout this first quarter. The defense is also off to a rough start overall. What can they do now in this game to try to keep them in the game overall momentum-wise?
First and foremost, and it's something we talked about during the pregame, on the offensive side, they cannot afford to turn the ball over, especially in that fashion on a botched snap. And there was just a miscommunication between quarterback and center. The snap came early. DeSalvatore wasn't ready for it, and the ball hit off of his pads and fell at the line of scrimmage where the Bears were able to recover. And we're going to get another look at that play right here. And we don't have a great look at it from our position, but everyone watching at home may be able to pick up something more on that look via our replay and get that look courtesy of our camera operator, Patty Two Rings Gilorenzo on the camera tonight, and Louis Matrone, our engineer.
Well, if you saw on that play for most of our viewers, it looked like DeSalvatore was trying to give his receiver an opportunity and tell him what route you're going to be running on the play. And unfortunately, the center snapped it too quick to the point where it led to that fumble. So early miscommunications overall for this Legion team. They've got to fix it now, Joe, because if they don't, it could get really ugly as this game goes on.
No question, Nick, and this drive is a big one. And I spoke about it already. The Bears have a week's worth of game reps under their belt from their Week 1 matchup against Empire State. And if you're the Legion, I'm sure you would have hoped that the Bears got off to a bit of a slower start to give yourselves some time, as once again the Legion will return here. And Marcellus Smallwood is wrapped up and caught in a gang tackle as we have a flag on the play. And if you're the Bears, that is a flag that you just don't want, as the Legion have struggled to move the ball early, and that flag gives them an extra 15 yards. That being said, I think the pile may have been helped down a bit by some of the red jerseys in on that play.
And we saw last week with the Bears. They had a lot of bad penalties in that game that gave the Demon Knights opportunities to score. You don't want to give an opportunity to the team you already have up 13-0 with that penalty right there. Now it gives the Legion a chance right here to make this a one-possession game with a touchdown.
Personal foul is the call from the head official as we were listening in down on field level. Now, I do hear some of that being picked up on our third headset. So if we are quiet and you listen closely, you can hear what the official is saying via our third microphone outside of the booth. So
have to quickly shush ourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our WWE fans will get that reference.
But now think of the penalty now, Joe. Now puts the Legion from their side of the field now onto the Bears side of the field. So it looks like they're going to start from the Bears' 49-yard line. So huge chance for the Legion right here to fix those offensive mistakes they've had early on. They are still looking for their first positive play of this game.
Step one for the Legion, get some rhythm on offense and pick up some positive yards to get started, and then, of course, get on the board. And for New York, again, this is their first game action of the season, and that certainly plays a role into what we've seen so far, but the pressure is on now, behind by 2 scores, and we'll see what this Legion offense can do in this spot. First down handoff, and that play is blown up as McLaughlin was plastered behind the line of scrimmage by this Bears defense once again.
Deshaun Frazier knocking him down like Frazier right there, Joe. Huge hit in the backfield for a loss on the play. What a start this has been for the Bears defensive line.
And we said it last week. It was a very physical game.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter.
And with that, we will step aside and take a break. The Bears lead the Legion by a score of 13-0 after 15 minutes from the Joseph T. St. Lawrence Sports Complex. This is Week 2 coverage of the Elite Football Alliance on the PDF Sports Network.
You Know I'm Right is the podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, entertainment, and pop culture. On the show, hosts Nick and Joe walk guests through the retelling of their humble beginnings, covering an array of topics from specific interests and hobbies to personal opinions regarding each facet of their industry. You Know I'm Right offers insight on how to adapt and advance, and offers alternative advice as opposed.
And we are back here on the PDF Sports Network. The rest of a word from You Know I'm Right may have to wait just a bit as we had a short break between quarters and some early movement on the offensive line. Now, does someone have a siren down there?
I don't know.
You heard that, right?
I did. I don't know if that was a car alarm or if that was just a siren on the sideline. Not sure. Now it might just be the siren because I don't think that would happen twice.
That's a siren.
Okay.
It is not a motorcycle.
The call, though, on the field was against the Bears' defense, so that was encroachment on the defense. So that's going to give the Legion a 5-yard penalty right there to now make it, I think, 2nd and 7 coming up.
Now, for those who are loyal viewers of the PDF Sports Network and follow us to our different events, they will get the motorcycle reference.
Yeah. That was a very interesting night.
Interesting to say the least. Our first ever lightning delay. 3rd down for the Legion offense. Pressure coming from the Bears. DeSalvatore throws, and he is intercepted. Stood up on the return and perhaps looking to lateral was Charter, and instead he brings in that football as the referee blows the play dead.
Well, Joe, we talked about it in the pregame where this defensive line for the Bears was able to make and force those interceptions that we saw last week's game. You saw right there. They got to the quarterback immediately. DeSalvatore really had no chance on that play. Just threw it up and was hoping for a prayer. Did not work in his favor. The Bears get now their 2nd turnover forced of this game.
We spoke about a couple of things during the pregame. One was the necessity for the Legion to protect their quarterback, as we saw Ricardo Caballero under a lot of pressure in Week 1 in the game against the Bears here at Torn Valley. But something else we highlighted during the pregame is how this Bears defense consistently makes plays. A lot of those have come in the form of interceptions. We saw that big hit to open up the drive as well on the first rush by the Legion, and both the Bears offense and defense have shown up here tonight against the Legion and will now look to make it a 3-score game.
We'll see what the Bears have here.
Shotgun set for the Bears. 3 receivers wide, 1 man in the backfield. Rodriguez looks over the middle, and that was knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Good play defensively there by Kindu Green, the defensive end for this Legion defensive front.
And this defensive front and overall their defense needs a stop right here, Joe. Cannot, keep the wound keep going on for this Bears offense. A 3-score game would be very tough to come from behind.
Well, if you're the Legion defense, you are 1 play away from forcing a 3-and-out, and the second Bears drive started inside the 10. So we really haven't gotten much of a taste of this Legion defense in this game. The punt by the Legion early set the Bears up in plus territory, so this Legion defense has not had much room for error thus far. But here on this drive, that differs as the Bears have it at their own 34. 2nd down handoff. And that's not going anywhere, as that's a short gain of about 1 yard on the play.
Raheem Ridley on the carry right there. About 2 yards there to make it about 3rd and 8 coming up for New York.
And we saw Ridley heavily involved in Week 1, and the Bears really did a good job of getting all of their running backs involved in the Game 1 game plan against the Demon Knights, and I think the score certainly lended to that. Later in the game, they were up by quite a bit. Were able to get some more reps for some of the other running backs on the depth chart, but we saw Trey Myers get a lot of work. Romero also got a big share of the work. Ridley late in the game got in as well.
And now you got 3rd and medium here coming up for the Bears. Legion really could use an incompletion here to get an opportunity at the ball.
Rodriguez under pressure, directing traffic, and he finds a man open for the diving reception. Khalil Daughtry with the catch. There is a flag in the offensive backfield.
They're saying incompletion, Joe.
So the Legion were signaling incompletion. There is a flag once again in the offensive backfield. So they're going to say he didn't catch it.
The back judge initially said completion, but the sideline judge said incompletion. We'll have to see what the flag also is. I would think maybe holding. Illegal
forward pass.
Yeah.
Illegal formation or illegal forward pass?
I'm not sure where he was at the line of scrimmage.
It was close. I'm inclined to guess that it was an illegal forward pass, but going back to that reception, that wasn't. I thought that ball was caught, unless it came out late. And we will get a second look at it, so let's see if the replay gives us any clarity here. You're not missing anything live as they're still sorting out the penalty.
Keep in mind this line of scrimmage is at the 36-yard line. He was well behind it.
Well, the Legion sideline demonstratively signaling incomplete. The officials agreed, but I think the Legion might be a bit biased. Just a bit.
Just a bit.
However, that penalty will back the Bears up. Now, it wasn't an illegal forward pass, Nick, so that looks like it's a 15-yard penalty. You said the line of scrimmage was the 36. They backed them up to the 21.
I think I was wrong about that. I think it was the 34-yard line. I had the wrong side, so it was a 34-yard line. So I didn't hear the ref completely on that one, but nonetheless, it's a big break for the Legion right there because now it makes it third and very long coming up for the Bears.
That's a big penalty. And the Bears will have a third down and very long here. It still looks like the official is sorting things out. He's having a word with one of the Bears' assistant coaches. Head coach Jason Walker also on the field speaking to his quarterback.
Well, now interesting to see what the Bears have dialed up here on third and long. First down marker is at the 44-yard line.
Third down, and we have 23. Spread shotgun set for the Bears. One man in the backfield. Four receivers wide. Three-man defensive front for the Legion. They are showing pressure. They rush four. Rodriguez rolling away from pressure. Moving toward the near side. Throws down the field into heavy coverage. And that is caught. Broken tackle. And that is going to be a New York Bears first down. Another big play. This time it's Travis Dutka, the tight end, on the reception, and New York will pick up the first.
Wow, 3rd and 23, and the Bears are able to convert. A huge conversion right there for New York to keep this drive going. And Joe, for the Legion, that's got to be a killer early in this game, giving up a third and very long on that play.
And that is potentially a back-breaking and demoralizing play. Certainly demoralizing. We'll see if the Legion are able to bounce back, as we have another penalty.
There was a sideline warning on the Bears, so nothing there, but the Bears sideline does get a warning, so they'll have to be very careful as this game goes on.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I've seen it a couple times. Nothing has led to it. But
in high school?
Yes.
Figured. I don't think I've ever seen it in any of the games we've covered here on PDF, but nonetheless, sideline warning against the Bears. But they will snap it from midfield. Rodriguez throws short. Petty has it. Accelerating toward the far sideline. Stiff arms a man, but can't get away. And he is tackled just inside of the 45-yard line.
And that's how dangerous Petty is right there. Quick catch at the 50-yard line. Was able to go upfield and get 6 yards on the play. Now 2nd and 4 coming up for the Bears.
The Legion had a big opportunity to get off the field earlier on 4th down. Big opportunity to get off the field on 3rd and long and could not. And that could very well be a huge play in this game on that big 3rd and long reception. The Bears now in plus territory. Spread shotgun set. Rodriguez will look to pass. He's looking left, rolling left, throwing left, and that pass is a bit high for the intended target. He was looking for Dutka once again.
That was good coverage overall on the play for the Legion right there. As you'll have to tell me, Joe, number 29 on the Legion made a good stop on Dutka right there to make sure he did not make another big-time catch.
Well, Nick, that is yet another member of this Legion squad that was not on my roster. That was Timothy Mazzaros in coverage. Linebacker against tight end, as we have a hold against the Bears now. The flag was on the midfield town of Ramapo icon. We could not see it, but it was hidden in there.
It blended right in.
The town of Ramapo established in 1791.
Once again, the Bears getting backed up. Now 2nd and long coming up for them here. So it looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 42-yard line of the Bears.
Well, we saw it in week 1, Nick, and we spoke about it during the pregame. Penalties were a problem for this Bears team. And right now they are contending with penalty issues once again. That's about all that's gone wrong for them so far. But if you're the Legion here, and you can come away with a stop, get off the field defensively, once again, you give your offense a chance to possess the football and make it a one-score game. Strong pistol set, handoff, taken up the middle, big collision in the hole, and Ridley is taken down just shy of the 50-yard line.
You're right, Ridley took a big shot going up the middle, trying to truck his defender that was in front of him right there. Looks like he got the ball just about short of midfield to rule him down at the 48-yard line. So about 3rd and 12 coming up here for New York.
Big Jordan Springstead in the middle of that Legion defensive line. And if you're going to run the ball up the middle against this Legion team, you're going to have to contend with him. Makes it a bit easier to play with a 3-man defensive front when you have a big D tackle anchoring it in the middle. Once again, a spread shotgun look for this Bears offense. And we had early movement. And I do believe that's going to be a false start against the Bears. It will. I think it was Stephen Moyer Jr. who got moving just a bit early.
Not a good start for the Bears in terms of penalty yards. So they're having, once again, those issues that they had last week. Now 3rd and 12 becomes 3rd and 17 coming up from the Bears' 43-yard line.
Bears will snap this one from their own 43 once everyone gets situated. The official still in the middle of things, trying to get into the defensive backfield. Once again, 4 receivers wide. Rodriguez in the shotgun. Romero flanks him to his left. Bit of a low snap. Rodriguez steps up. He looks to throw. Airs one out down the field. And that is caught for a Bears touchdown. Tyler Williams with his 2nd of the game as he goes up over his defender and makes the catch. What a throw by Rodriguez.
Rodriguez once again on the run, Joe, and makes a strong throw over the defender, finding his wide receiver Tyler Williams for the score. Another 3rd and long conversion for New York on this drive. Man, they have had an awesome start to this game. They now lead at 19-0.
And how good has Rodriguez been throwing on the move these first 2 weeks? His pocket awareness, fantastic. Stepped up to avoid the rush. They did have a spy on him, and that was not enough as he makes a perfect throw on the move up the sideline. And that was a big win by the receiver as well on that play. Williams had quite a bit of separation against his defender. He gave Rodriguez some margin for error. He didn't even need it on that throw. That ball right on the money, and the Bears have jumped out to a 19-point lead.
There seems to be a conversation on the field again with the officials. I'm trying to see what that is about. Looks like the Bears are going to go for 2 on the play to try to make this a 21-0 game.
Well, I'm looking to see if they put the points on the board yet. And
they did. I think they ruled that down inside. I don't think he scored.
It looks that way, Nick.
Yeah. Clock running that he did not score. And I'll tell you what, Joe. I'll talk about it after this play.
We'll get a look at it on replay as that one's blown up in the backfield.
Now, I don't know if you saw it. Williams was celebrating going into the end zone before he got in the end zone. And he must have got pushed out just before he reached the end zone.
Now, I did see that, Nick, but I thought he was ready at the goal line. Let's get another look.
I thought he was in.
Looked in there.
I'm not sure then. Unless maybe they called him. You know what maybe could have happened? There is a flag on the field. Maybe because he celebrated too early, maybe they gave him a penalty on that. Is that a possibility?
Honestly, Nick, I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure.
I thought, based on that replay, he was certainly in.
Yeah.
And the official signaled touchdown. That I saw.
I can only think maybe it's because he showboated before he got into the end zone.
He knocked over the pylon with his foot, and the football looked to be in his right hand. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the ruling would be if you toe the pylon, but the Bears will now snap it from about the 3. That ball had to have been spotted inside the 1 on first down.
That's what it looked like on first down. Now they got a 2nd and goal coming up here.
If the Legion could get off the field here, that might be something that could revitalize this offense. Fake handoff, fade right. And that is a contested catch for a Bears touchdown. Tyler Petty once again goes up and takes it away from the defensive back in coverage. He was matched up with Sam Tariq.
Well, Petty just went one-on-one, and I talked about it in the pregame, Joe. One-on-one, Petty most of the time is going to win that battle. You saw it right there. Another strong throw from Rodriguez, putting it into a spot where Petty could only make the catch. He now has 2 in this game. He had the 4 last week. That's 6 touchdown passes already on the season for Rodriguez.
A fantastic start for the Bears offense this season, as they had 1 passing touchdown taken off the board just to put on another one. The score now officially is 19-0 Bears. And Tariq had great coverage on that play. Didn't appear to do anything wrong, as that kick is up and good. Now, Lewis, let's get one more look at what we thought was a touchdown reception. I want to see if we can catch the signal from the official on the play. I'm just curious now.
The official did say touchdown.
He did. It looked like the official on the goal line in the center of the field signaled touchdown. We'll see if we can catch him here on replay. It looks like he's not going to be in the shot. But I didn't see anything there that would lead me to believe he didn't get in.
I really think it's because of the showboating before he got in. I think that's the only...
That's the reason he didn't make it.
Right.
No doubt that's the reason he didn't make it. But they don't take away a touchdown because they don't like the way you showboat.
Right.
Unless you're Deshaun Jackson, you flip the ball too early.
Well, yeah, you don't want to do that.
That was a very long time ago now. That had to be probably 15 years ago.
I think around like 2010, something like that, yeah.
That was a long time back. I remember that play. Monday Night Football, correct?
I think so.
Against Dallas or the Giants?
Yeah, well, he did it multiple times. That wasn't the only time he did it.
Well, the time that they ruled it no score he flipped the ball early.
I think it was against Dallas on Monday Night Football.
I think you're right. So we're going to get a slowed down look at what happened along the goal line. We're going to back it up as well. And our viewers at home likely will have a better look now. He stepped out.
Okay.
He stepped out.
The showboating cost them the touchdown to play.
That's a good eye by the official. Now, I would think it was the official along the near side who made that call, because the official in the center of the field absolutely ruled touchdown. No question.
There was a long conference with the officials also while we were looking at that replay. But nonetheless, Joe, the Bears do get into the end zone to extend their lead now to 3 possessions with that last score. So if you're the Legion, they really need something on this drive to go their way. Interception on the last drive. They've had a fumble, a 3-and-out. They're still looking for a first down in this game. They need something to go right on this possession, or else it's really going to get worse from here on out.
Well, I said it before that drive got going for the Bears. The Legion defense hadn't had an opportunity to begin a drive defending in Bears territory. All of the drives that New York had before that started in Legion territory, but the Legion defense had an opportunity there, and big plays by New York once again get them on the board for a touchdown. As getting wrapped up on that kick return and taken down was Smallwood.
And we had a face mask tackle, Joe, so another penalty against the Bears.
If I'm not mistaken, that's 4 personal fouls or 3?
I think that's number 3 now.
That's been the lone blemish on the stat line for the Bears so far. Though I didn't even see the flag come out.
It was a very late flag, but I believe that's what the call was for. I think it is against the Bears' special teams for a face mask. And that's exactly what the call is. Face mask against the Bears' special team unit, so that's going to be an extra 15 yards for the Legion coming up here.
The Bears lead this game 20-0. The Legion received the opening kickoff, so that definitely plays a role into your mindset here. If you're the Legion, I think you have to be very aggressive offensively to give yourselves a chance to remain in this game. And they will walk forward 15 here, and that's going to get the Legion into Bears territory to start this drive. And the Legion given a gift in this spot for the second straight drive. They need to capitalize.
They need their offensive line, realistically, Joe, to give DeSalvatore some opportunity to throw the football. He hasn't really had much time in the pocket to make a read, and he's had to throw up a prayer and hope that something can go his way. So far, it has not. Let's see if they can get something going here.
2 receivers wide for the Legion. Shotgun set. Salvatore takes the snap, throws short over the middle, and there is a big hit on that play as Eric Golden was taken down hard. In on the tackle was Chris Rodriguez.
Nice job of Rodriguez to notice the route. That was a quick throw and catch, and Rodriguez shut it down immediately for a short pickup of 3 yards.
As of about a week ago, it was officially Madden season. That's the old hike fire on that one.
Yep.
Quick throw to the tight end on that play. DeSalvatore to Golden. And we saw Golden take a big hit in a game last year. He was knocked out of that game. But over the middle of the field, it takes a lot to go aggressively after that football, hold on, and maintain that reception through the big hit. Good grab there by Golden. Bears showing pressure, and they will blitz. DeSalvatore had time, and the timing with Golden on that play was off. He was open on the out route, but that pass sails incomplete. It's 3rd down.
And I'm noticing a lot right now, Joe. The Bears are looking to show a lot of pressure. You mentioned it, but a lot of it looks, defensive back blitz these last couple of plays. So they're getting to DeSalvatore very, very quickly, and that is leading to some of these errant throws, as you saw right there, now leading to 3rd and about 7 coming up for New York.
Well, on that play, to the credit of the Legion offensive line, they picked up that blitz well. DeSalvatore had a clean pocket to throw in, considering that the Bears sent 6. But the throw was just a bit rushed ahead of the break by Golden and may have been a bit off the mark as that pass was high and incomplete. 3rd down. 2 receivers wide left along with the tight end Vaughn Gooding. Williams in motion. DeSalvatore throwing his way down the field and incomplete. Now a flag flies and there may be offensive PI on that play.
I think you're right, Joe. Williams was trying to play defensive back. You see, he was the receiver on the play, but he had to play defensive back kind of because it almost was another interception for that Bears defense.
Now I thought I saw a holding signal. We'll see if that's the case. Maybe the flag was picked up.
Offsetting fouls.
We got it sorted out.
Yeah. So we had roughing the passer on 74 of the Bears. So that was Frazier. They got called for the roughing the passer. And then Williams, the wide receiver on the Legion, got called for offensive pass interference. So penalties will offset. Will remain 3rd down coming up here for New York.
So the Legion, were it not for the offensive pass interference, would have had a 1st down via that personal foul for roughing the passer, and that would have been yet another 15-yard personal foul against the Bears. They've been everywhere defensively in this game, and that includes a bit late to the quarterback on that last play.
So now the Legion will get another opportunity right here on 3rd down to try to get the conversion and try to keep this drive going as they try to inch their way back into this game.
Offsetting fouls. They will replay 3rd down. And we'll see which way this one goes as a flag flies the line of scrimmage.
Salvatore just throwing it down the field. He wasn't sure, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what it's going against.
It's against the Bears as they jumped early and were offsides. Now, we saw last week the game between the Demon Knights and the Bears was moving at a very rapid pace. We were flying through the game. And then late in the first half and late in the second half, we had a lot of penalty flags that really slowed things down. Now, late in the first half, it certainly could have impacted the two teams. Not much of a factor late in the game as the result was already decided, but this particular drive right now has seen quite a few penalty flags, and it really has to disrupt the rhythm of an offense just a bit. As the Legion look to get on the board for the first time, they will snap this one from the Bears' 40. 3rd down and less than 2 to go here. So if they can pick up a first, they will be moving in toward their first score of the season.
The first manageable 3rd down of this game. So 3rd and about maybe a yard or 2. Let's see if they can get it here, keep the drive going.
Villanueva in the backfield alongside DeSalvatore. Williams in motion. And Williams takes the handoff and is stuffed at the line of scrimmage on the jet sweep.
Yeah, we're going to get a penalty.
Yep, that's going to be another personal foul. No question about that one. Gerard Revange again involved in that play. He had a big hit at the line of scrimmage earlier. He got tangled up there with Vaughn Gooding, and those two ended up about 15 yards behind the play at the 45-yard line of the Legion. Flag immediately was thrown at the end of the play, and we'll see what comes of this. As the Bears sideline was warned earlier, we've seen already 4 personal fouls against them, perhaps more. And this will likely be 5. The question is, will that be an offsetting personal foul against both teams, or will that be another 15-yarder against the Bears?
I would have to think it's got to be offsetting on both teams, so that would keep it at the current down that it's at. There is a discussion with the officials right now.
Well, the officials talking about it along the far side. Once the head official makes the final ruling, Nick and I will stay quiet, and we will turn it over to our third microphone to try and pick up the sounds from down on field level. Now, 4 officials are in on this conversation.
And the Legion are making the case that the defender on the Bears kept pushing Gooden back and then threw him to the ground on that play. So they're making their case to try to make this a personal foul against the Bears. Let's see what they call right here.
It's either going to be offsetting or a personal foul against the Bears. So the head official is about to make the call. We'll turn it over to our third microphone.
And they both have been ejected, Joe. They're out of the game.
Well, they said 55. I think they meant 85, as it was Gooding, 85, who was tied up on the play. Now, there is a 55 on the field. I did not see Jason Epps involved in anything, but they did announce that 55 red and 99 black have been ejected. 99 black is defensive lineman for the Bears, Gerard Revange. He is ejected. And he was tied up with Vaughn Gooding, threw him down to the turf. And I have a feeling this discussion is going to continue for at least a couple of minutes here, as now we have coaches leaving the Bears bench and conversing with the officials.
Certainly at first for me, Joe, I've never seen an ejection take place in one of these games. And now you have 2 players getting ejected for that one instance. So a very interesting situation going on here with both of these teams as they try to sort it out just towards midfield. Try to maybe get exactly who the 2 players are that are ejected from this game.
Well, I'll tell you, they definitely announced 55 red, 99 black. But no one is leaving yet. So we will see what comes of this. Team owners in on the conversation as well.
I'm curious, Joe, where do they go now if they get the ejection?
I would guess they cannot be inside of the fence. That would be my guess. There is a fence around the field, and they can't be inside of that fence. Now, Lewis is making the same point that we made. It was 85 red that was tangled up. That's Vaughn Gooding. But the referee announced 55. That is not Gooding. That was Jason Epps.
Unless 55 did something after the whistle when the flag was thrown. Maybe he made went towards his teammate and tried to throw the defender for the Bears off of him. Maybe that is what I could see, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, they're still discussing it right now, and let's wind back the clock a bit. Just under a year, about 11 months ago, we were here for a game between the Gators and the Bears, and we had a controversial play that was called an illegal forward pass when in fact it should have been called an illegally batted ball. The discussion between the officials, coaches, team owners, and commissioners of the league went on for about 17 minutes before the game resumed. As they worked it out, they got the call right, which is the most important thing. But right now, a decision regarding ejections has been made, and I'm not sure if there's a protest going on here or if they are discussing potential procedures for removing the players from the game or the premises. Now, the discussion looks to be ending as the officials now discussing this further amongst one another and see if they can reach a consensus.
Very lengthy discussion overall as these officials try to figure out exactly what are the protocols, it looks like, maybe, for an ejection of this circumstance.
We are moments away from potentially stepping aside and taking a quick commercial break as the discussion continues. So, Lewis, why don't we throw it to a quick 1-minute break, and we will be right back as they sort out the results of 2 flagrant personal fouls, one against each team. We did have ejections announced. We will have final word when we come back, unless they are ready to deliver the verdict right now. Okay, so we have an official ruling. We're going to stay right here. Both players received a 15-yard personal foul. You are allowed 2 of those in a game before being ejected. So no ejections. They did correctly announce 85 red as well, so they got the number right this time. However, neither player is ejected, and no change in the spot of the football either, as we are going to have 4th down coming up, 4th and very short.
Keep in mind, Joe, with the ejections, it's the same rule as the NFL. 2-minute warning also, but with the NFL, that's the exact same rule, and where players would have to get 2 personal fouls of that, unsportsmanlike conducts-wise to be ejected from the game. So the officials got it right. They were able to sort that one out. Now both players, 1 personal foul away from being ejected from this game, so they'll have to be very careful as this game goes on.
Well, I think what differentiated that play from other personal fouls that we've seen is that the official made a point of identifying that as a flagrant. And I don't think I've ever heard a personal foul announced by the head official as being a flagrant personal foul before. However, no ejections, 4th down, 2 yards to go for the Legion. Looking to remain within striking distance heading into halftime. They need a score on this drive. 2 receivers wide. DeSalvatore takes the snap, throws over the middle, and was nearly intercepted. Big opportunity on that play for Uriah Clark. He read that route perfectly as DeSalvatore was looking for Golden. And with that breakup, the Legion will turn it over on downs.
Clark maybe looking at the end zone on that one, trying to think about the pick 6, maybe the celebration he was going to do on the way to the end zone, but does not go his way. Turnover on downs coming up for the Legion, and now the Bears with a prime opportunity to extend their lead.
Well, if you are thinking about the end zone, don't step on the sideline on the way in.
That is true.
So the Bears will get it back as we approach the end of the first half. That last play was the first out of the 2-minute warning. The Bears can score again here. They will have broken this game wide open. Bears only had 7 points in the first half of their Week 1 matchup with the Demon Knights. Chance to make it 27 with a touchdown and extra point on this drive.
Almost encroachment right there.
Awfully close. Rodriguez going deep up the right sideline, and that ball just a bit overthrown as he was looking for Calvin Webb.
Webb had a big-time step on that one. Just a little bit overthrown from Rodriguez on that one. Webb was that close, scoring another touchdown for the Bears.
Webb had more than just a step. He had 2, 3, maybe 4 on that play. And Rodriguez just overthrew him. A rare misfire by the Bears quarterback tonight. He has been so good these first 2 weeks. Bears will once again come out in the shotgun. Spread set, 4 receivers wide. 2 to the left of Rodriguez, 2 to his right. He is flanked in the backfield by Ralston Romero. Rodriguez looking right, throws that way. That pass is complete. And Webb gave up a couple of yards under his own accord as he is tackled at the 45-yard line. Clock is running here.
Not any longer.
Not anymore. Timeout called by the Bears.
So 3rd down coming up for the Bears as they take now their second timeout of this half.
Second charge timeout for the Bears. They have 1 remaining in this first half.
Officially, it's going to be 3rd and 5 coming up for the Bears on this next play.
Now, I'm curious to see if the Legion are able to get the stop here on 3rd down with the clock running. Do they take a timeout to try and get it back with the risk that the Bears might choose to go for it on 4th down? Would the Bears even consider going for it on 4th down up 3 scores? I probably wouldn't. Don't give the Legion any opportunity to score before halftime, pin them back and make them go the length of the field. But with the job the Bears have done on 3rd down and 4th down in this game, that's a decision they might not have to face.
Meanwhile, for the Legion, if you're able to force an incompletion here and keep one of those timeouts, that's also crucial for them on this play. So let's see if they can force that here on 3rd and 5.
3rd down, 5 to go. Rodriguez looking to throw out of the shotgun, throws left, and that throw high over the outstretched arms of the intended receiver, Jalen White.
And that's exactly what the Legion needed. They get the incompletion there now, forces 4th and 5, gives the Bears now an opportunity to think about what they'll do on this next play. Looks like they're going to keep the offense out on the field and go for it on 4th down. We have seen a couple of encroachments also in this game, so maybe they try to draw them offside to make it a more manageable 4th and short.
And Nick, I think that's a great point you just brought up. The potential here for the Bears to try and draw the Legion offsides. That's something they definitely need to watch out for defensively. Once again, a spread shotgun set. Romero to the left of Rodriguez on this play. They will snap it. Rodriguez throws left on the post, incomplete. His man was open, Stephen Moyer Jr., the intended target, but that throw is just a bit off the mark.
A couple of bad throws from Rodriguez on this drive. Kind of not what we've seen so far for him on this young season, but just a tough one right there as he missed his open target and makes a turnover on downs for the Bears right there. So now the Legion come out, starting from the other side of the field on the Bears' 45-yard line, trying to get their first points of the game.
Now, did you see the Legion sideline flip that ball onto the field?
I did.
Just a bit off the mark. The official's reaction was priceless.
As someone once said, just a bit outside. Just a bit outside.
I think that one was a bit high. More than a bit high. Now, we didn't get George for an interview during the pregame, but that's his appearance and name drop on this week's broadcast. Not sure if that was the one he was looking for. Showing off the arm strength, though. He's hoping his team's offense can put a scoring drive together here. The score 20-0 in favor of the Bears, but the Legion have been given a big opportunity here to get on the board before halftime. And the way things had gone defensively for the Bears, I think that certainly played into their decision to go for it on 4th down, but the Legion hoping to benefit from that call in this spot. DeSalvatore in the shotgun. Villanueva alongside him in the backfield. And DeSalvatore will look right. He throws that way, looking for Williams, and that pass is intercepted. Isaiah Berrios-Smith has it. He laterals back. This is Quatrell Huffin. Huffin has running room, breaks toward the far sideline. He is looking for a potential lateral. He cuts up the middle of the field, has blocking, looks behind him, and flips it back to Clark. Clark cuts inside. Clark one man to beat. Touchdown Bears.
I'm speechless, Joe. I'm not sure what I just saw. Unbelievable job by the Bears defense to keep lateraling the ball and making sure they get into the end zone. Unbelievable job by New York. They extend their lead now to 26-0. This has been an absolute stupendous start for this Bears defense.
No question about that, Nick. And Villanueva gave it a great effort at the end of that return. I thought he may have been blocked in the back near the end zone, and that block was important. He may have had an outside chance to get there. You'll see it here on the replay. And
he got leveled, too, on that block.
By my estimation, that was a block in the back. Nonetheless, an incredible interception return for a touchdown by this Bears defense. We've said it time and time again, Nick. This Bears defense makes big plays. They make exciting plays, and that one may be the most exciting that we've seen.
And think about what they did for the play. It now also leads to a lot of time being taken off the board here at the end of this first half. So the Legion, I'm not sure how much time is left in this first half, but they're not going to have much time if they have any chance left here in this first half. Unbelievable first for New York Bears.
Well, our producers and statisticians want to know, how do they score that? Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Good luck. As the extra point is good. And the Bears lead at 27-0. Now, I said it ahead of that drive for the Legion. They had an opportunity to score before the half. Instead, it is the Bears that score before halftime.
You saw on that throw from DeSalvatore, just kind of underthrew it on that one, and it led to that interception and a great return overall from the Bears with all of those laterals taking place. Kind of looked like the Music City Miracle, even though that was a special teams play, but a great job by the Bears.
Well, Nick, they had Berrios Smith, and he was just able to get rid of it on the lateral, and that jump-started everything.
And just great field awareness also from the Bears to notice where they were and try to figure out, do I have a teammate to lateral this ball next to if I need it to happen? And that's exactly what they were able to do as they kept going down the field.
Legion will receive the kickoff here. They trail by 27 in this first half.
Would love to know how much time was taken off on that play, Joe. There was a lot.
No question, Nick, but the Legion do have 3 timeouts in this spot, and they will undoubtedly look to put a drive together before halftime. The question is, what kind of chances do you take?
It's going to have to try to be what they did in the previous play, just, running streaks maybe and trying to get something there if there's not that much time.
We've seen that go route up the sideline. They have been trying to find Tramel Williams.
Just hasn't worked.
And the Bears have been all over it. That one bobbled for a moment by Villanueva, and he is met but breaks a tackle, reverses field, and doesn't get the blocking he needs as he's tackled back at about the 14-yard line. So the Legion will take over from deep in their own territory if we have any time left.
That interception and that return were the final seconds of this first half.
Wow. That was a long return.
That was a very long return. That's why I was saying to myself, I wondered how much time it did take off because we had the play after the 2-minute warning, and then the Legion came back onto the field for that interception, that happened.
We do have an injury down on the field following that kick return as well. Daquan Villanueva is down, and he looked a bit shaken up after attempting to make the tackle on the interception return. And I said it at the time, he gave it a great effort to get back and tried to make a tackle at the end of the return to prevent the touchdown. He didn't get there in time, took a hard block in the back, and he was down. Now, he came out to return that kick, and following that tackle, he stayed down and is being attended to by coaches, trainers, teammates, and we hope he's okay. But for now, we will sign off at the end of the first half. The Bears lead the Legion 27-0 in this Week 2 Elite Football Alliance matchup. More to come from the EFA here on PDF Sports Network when we come back.
East Coast Trophies and Awards has been serving your awards needs since 1986 and is now a proud sponsor of the PDF Sports Network. From sports-specific trophies and plaques to corporate and business promotions and gifts, East Coast Trophies and Awards is your one-stop shop for all of your crowning achievements. And they always meet the right price. Contact Chris today at 848-223-7071 or visit them at www.eastcoastawards.com.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Attention, local businesses and professionals. Isn't it time to elevate your game? Now you can advertise your business or product on PDF Sports Network. Your ad will appear on all of our broadcasts, including this one. Don't have a commercial? We'll make one for you, absolutely free. What better way to showcase your product and brand while supporting the best local sports, teams, and leagues? Call now at 732-723-8189 or visit us at pdfsportsnet.com.
Great having you. Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games.
I want to revolutionize 3D printing.
I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Attention, local businesses and professionals. Isn't it time to elevate your game? Now you can advertise your business or product on PDF Sports Network. Your ad will appear on all of our broadcasts, including this one. Don't have a commercial? We'll make one for you, absolutely free. What better way to showcase your product and brand while supporting the best local sports, teams, and leagues? Call now at 732-723-8189 or visit us at pdfsportsnet.com.
East Coast Trophies and Awards has been serving your awards needs since 1986 and is now a proud sponsor of the PDF Sports Network. From sports-specific trophies and plaques to corporate and business promotions and gifts, East Coast Trophies and Awards is your one-stop shop for all of your crowning achievements, and they always meet the right price. Contact Chris today at 848-223-7071 or visit them at www.eastcoastawards.com.
Attention, local businesses and professionals. Isn't it time to elevate your game? Now you can advertise your business or product on PDF Sports Network. Your ad will appear on all of our broadcasts, including this one. Don't have a commercial? We'll make one for you, absolutely free. What better way to showcase your product and brand while supporting the best local sports, teams, and leagues? Call now at 732-723-8189 or visit us at pdfsportsnet.com.
East Coast Trophies and Awards has been serving your awards needs since 1986 and is now a proud sponsor of the PDF Sports Network. From sports-specific trophies and plaques to corporate and business promotions and gifts, East Coast Trophies and Awards is your one-stop shop for all of your crowning achievements, and they always meet the right price. Contact Chris today at 848-223-7071 or visit them at www.eastcoastawards.com.
Start of the third quarter from the Joseph T. St. Lawrence Sports Complex in Torn Valley. It is the Bears leading the Legion 27-0 in this Week 2 EFA matchup. And Eric Golden sends it away as that's snagged out of the air on a line. And nowhere to go on that return as the ball was fumbled late, but the ball carrier is ruled down. That was Justin Roman. Ball came out very late, Nick. Pat was a bit surprised.
Pat went to go wash his hands, and I think he missed the play at the end, unfortunately. But nothing much missed there, as there was no fumble. Ball was returned to the Bears' 42-yard line, and that's where they'll start the second half.
We don't pay Pat to stand out there and wash his hands.
Those Doritos got to him.
Yeah, he had that Doritos crust on the fingertips. I appreciate him keeping our equipment clean. Equipment before people. Sometimes.
Employees must wash their hands.
Always. Now, we do have a great press box with private bathroom, elevator, and do they have running water in the sink back there? He could use it right now.
I couldn't tell you, but the fridge kept my drink cold, so I'll take that.
Working fridge. Love to hear it. Bears take over. They lead by 27. First down from their own 42-yard line. Split back, shotgun set. Romero takes the handoff, and that is blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Jason Epps on the tackle, and that play goes for a loss to open the third quarter.
Good start for this Legion defense, who had a rough first half overall. Nice start overall for momentum-wise. Now they need to continue it if they're ordered to get the ball back for their offense very quickly.
Second down and long. We saw this early in the game. Haven't seen it much since. Bears offense clicking in every regard tonight. As once again, it is a split back shotgun set. Two receivers to the right, one left. Fake handoff, throw goes right. Complete. Petty up the sideline, and he is taken down out across the Legion 45-yard line. That is good for a Bears first down, and get the ball in his hands with any space, Nick, and he makes a play out of it.
He goes 0 to 100 really, really fast on that one as he makes a quick catch, quick turnaround, and able to get up the right sideline of the field for a first down for the Bears.
Bears will have a first down from the Legion 43-yard line as they look to make it a fifth offensive touchdown, or I should say fourth offensive touchdown. They had the pick six late in that first half, but this Bears offense has been impressive for the second straight week. Rodriguez fakes the handoff once again. Throw goes left, missed tackle, and Khalil Daughtry up the sideline and in. Bears touchdown as we await the signal, and we did get it once again, Nick. That is a touchdown, and the Bears just continue to have their way in the passing game.
That one a little bit more clear as day, the touchdown call, but how about Daughtry on that play? Able to catch the screen pass, get under the two tackles, got a good block, and was able to go up the field and use his speed just to get into the end zone for another touchdown for the Bears.
Well, missed tackles have been something that the Legion have been dealing with all game. And when they miss that first tackle, it has opened the door for big plays, and we've seen it once on the pick six, then again on that play, and on several other plays throughout this game. But if you're the Legion now, with this game likely out of reach, your focus shifts to getting right on the offensive side of the ball and taking something positive out of this game, as that kick is off the upright and no good. Bears wanted it. They don't get it as that bounced out of the uprights. But nonetheless, Nick, if you're the Legion, you still have nearly 2 full quarters to try and generate something offensively. And if you can take something positive out of this game into your next game, that's beneficial to you as a unit. But right now it looks like there isn't going to be much overall that comes from this game on a positive side of things, as they trail by 33. And have they recorded a first down in the game that hasn't come on penalty?
I don't believe they have. And they've been giving prime opportunities to do so. It just hasn't worked in their favor.
So the Legion will be looking for their first down that has not come via a penalty on this drive. And the challenge for the Legion is that the Bears have done just about everything well. They've pressured the quarterback. When the Salvatore has gotten throws off, he has been forced to throw into coverage in a collapsing pocket. And that makes things very difficult. When the Legion have handed the ball off, the Bears have been there. When they've thrown the ball, the Bears have been there. And right now, it's just trying to find some openings if you're New York. And, of course, both teams are New York, but I'm referring to the Legion. And right now, if you're the Legion, the openings simply haven't been there in this game. And they hope to see that change on this drive as the Bears very quickly march up the field and score. Whistle sounds, and Hunter will send it away. And that kickoff was dropped, finally scooped up, and making his way toward the near side was Sergio Mencia. And he's tackled across the 35.
And Joe, he got hit right near his kneecap, it looked like, and he is down, and he is in some pain.
I did see that, as my view was partially obstructed by the tent along the Legion sideline. They may have to help him off the field. And you could hear that. It sounded like a helmet-to-bone shot. You could hear it from up here in the booth. But hopefully that's all it was. And it does appear that Sergio is okay. That's good to see, as he is able to put weight on that knee. And those are painful. He'll try and walk it off as the Legion offense will come out onto the field. It will be first down as we await the official spot. Looks like 36.
You said it, Joe. The Legion just need to figure out what can they get right going in this game. This one might be out of reach for them, but at least going into their next game, trying to figure out what plays do and don't work and try to get their first win of the season.
They say that games are typically won on the offensive and defensive line, and if you're the Legion, I think you'd like to see what your offense can do with good pass protection. And there have been some plays where DeSalvatore has had time to set his feet in the pocket, narrow it out down the field, but on other plays, that pocket has collapsed almost immediately, and he's been forced to make throws under heavy pressure, and in some cases hasn't even gotten a throw off. Shotgun set, 2 receivers wide left, 1 wide to the right. DeSalvatore looks left and throws into a tight window. And we await the official ruling. And that will go down as a completed pass. Good grab there, diving in heavy traffic by Marcellus Smallwood.
Good job by Smallwood to go down, grab that one, and gets a first down for this Legion squad.
And Salvatore threw that into a very tight window. That's an impressive throw and catch, but ideally you'd like to see every play not be so difficult, but nonetheless a great play by this Legion offense to turn that into a first down. And they will snap this one from their own 47-yard line.
And you would hope for the Legion, all it takes is one play to get your offense back into some kind of rhythm as this second half goes along.
1st and 10. Once again, DeSalvatore in the shotgun, looking left, throwing left. That was knocked down. And he did have a man open. Smallwood in the flat along the far sideline had some space, but a good defensive play to bat that ball away.
Another good defensive play for that defensive line of the Bears tonight. They've been all over the field in this one, whether it's been through the air or on the ground. Now it makes it second down.
Trying to get a look at who it was that got his hands on that ball.
I believe that was 99.
Gerard Revange once again involved, if that was indeed him. Looked like they had a couple of linemen making their way toward the quarterback from that side. It could have been Damon Davis, who wears 91.
Getting confirmation, it is 99.
2nd down and 10. Once again, DeSalvatore in the shotgun. He is looking left, he is throwing left, and that is incomplete.
Again, just no time in the pocket for DeSalvatore right there. Had to make a quick throw and just throwing it to the Bears sideline right there. Now makes it 3rd down.
When the pressure comes that quickly, it is very difficult for a quarterback to make more than one read on a play, and that means that all of the work is getting done pre-snap for the Legion signal caller, and we've seen it on quite a few of his dropbacks and these shotgun snaps where his attention is focused on one side of the field. He doesn't have time to shift his focus to the other side. And in most cases, it's been the side of the field with more than one receiver that has had his attention. 2 receivers to the left once again. 3rd and 10. Salvatore looking left once again, takes off to run, has a nice hole, and takes a huge hit. He lost the football, and it is recovered by the Bears. DeSalvatore is still down at midfield. The Bears taking off up the far sideline. 1 man to beat on the return. And taking it in for a Bears touchdown, or very close to it anyway, was Michael Lopez. And DeSalvatore remains down at midfield following a huge hit. I didn't see if they signaled touchdown for the Bears, but right now the attention of the Legion sideline and the medical personnel squarely on the Legion quarterback here.
You just saw Joe. He took a big-time shot at midfield. We're all hoping that he is okay. And it really hurts, but considering how his season ended last year in the first game of the year for the Legion, now once again their first game of the season, and he's again down for this team. So we'll have to see. I think the ruling, though, was a touchdown, but obviously right now that is not the main focal point of right now of our conversation, as we hope that DeSalvatore is okay.
Looks like they're motioning for some water from the sideline right now, but that's just speculation on my part as they attend to the Legion quarterback, and they do get a water bottle out onto the field. So Salvatore down here, and he has not gotten up off the turf since he took that big hit. And the Bears were able to turn that fumble into a touchdown. But as you said, Nick, right now the focus is on the injured quarterback of the New York Legion, David DeSalvatore. And he's being attended to by coaches and trainers from both sidelines here, as you see on your screen, around both sidelines and out on the field, players down to a knee, hoping that he is okay.
Just a very worrying sight here. And you hope DeSalvatore can get up after that big hit that he took. And Joe, it was realistically one that he could not have avoided. He was trying to make a play and just kind of did not see the defender coming towards him from his left side. And he had no chance of holding on to that football right after the hit was made.
And that play looked like it could have been a designed run, as he took off almost immediately upon receiving the snap. And he was about a yard or two short of a first down when he took that hit. And it was a big hit. Looked like a hit straight to the chest, though I'm not sure he saw it coming. And we spoke about it during the pregame, how physical the matchup was between the Bears and the Demon Knights last week. She'll get a look at it one more time right here.
You see, he just
yeah.
He did not see that defender coming from his left side. He had no chance.
Not at all. And that was a hit, looked like to the sternum, just above the chest or straight across that chest area. But that was a vicious play, and you don't see hits like that too often at any level. But we've said it in the past, if anyone claims they don't hit as hard at the semi-professional level, it doesn't take long to see otherwise in the games we've covered. And unfortunately right now we're seeing the consequences of a big hit like that right here.
Fortunately, Salvatore's still down on the ground, as we still wait to see what happens with him in the next couple of moments. And this game has just gone from bad to worse overall for the Legion. On the scoreboard, now your starting quarterback is now currently injured. Just a rough night for New York. And now the Bears and both the Legion are hoping that DeSalvatore can at least get up after that big hit.
Looking ahead to what the Legion might do moving forward in this game, as we presume DeSalvatore will not remain in. I don't see another quarterback on their roster, so that's something else they will have to contend with as we move forward in this game. But for now, Nick and I are going to step aside and take a break as they attend to Legion quarterback David DeSalvatore. Once the situation out on the field is resolved, we will return to our call of this Week 2 Elite Football Alliance matchup. The Bears with a big lead over the Legion as we play on early in the third quarter.
East Coast Trophies and Awards has been serving your awards needs since 1986 and is now a proud sponsor of the PDF Sports Network. From sports-specific trophies and plaques to corporate and business promotions and gifts, East Coast Trophies and Awards is your one-stop shop for all of your crowning achievements, and they always meet the right price. Contact Chris today at 848-223-7071 or visit them at www.eastcoastawards.com.
And we're back here for the matchup between the Legions and the Bears here on the PDF Sports Network. David DeSalvatore being carried off by some of his teammates. Looks like he is conscious, thankfully, after that big hit he took at midfield. They are holding his leg, it looks like, so it might be a knee injury. It looks like he sustained on that big hit as well. So, after his season was cut short last year, now you hope, if you're the Legion, that his season just wasn't cut short there, as now my broadcast partner Joe Foreman rejoins me here in the booth. But DeSalvatore takes the big hit. Looks like it's going to be an injury to his right knee. Gotta believe he's done for the rest of the day, and you're hopefully for the Legion it's not for the rest of the season, as now they try to find a new quarterback.
Yeah, and watching that play back, Nick, I did not suspect that the issue was a knee injury or a leg injury of some kind, but it did look like toward the end of that run he may have left his feet just a bit to try and avoid some defenders. We will get one more look at it in just a moment, but regardless of what the injury is, it was still a very violent hit, and we hope that the Legion quarterback is okay, as he is right now being attended to on the sideline, and we are still waiting for this game to pick up once again. Now, the Bears did score a touchdown. That was the ruling on the field. They lead 33-0. And no, I didn't see anything in regards to him leaving his feet, but it looked like maybe on the way down, the second defender caused that knee to buckle. I'm not sure. It looked like he may have been hit from two separate directions.
And when you see a hit like that, your immediate thought thinks of a concussion, which you don't want to happen. But in this situation, it wasn't anything towards the head related. It looks like it's towards that right knee and leading to the injury. So now both teams are ready for, it looks like, to be a point after try for the Bears as they try to extend their lead.
So the Bears will attempt an extra point here, looking to make it a 34-0 game. And whatever the solution is for the Legion at quarterback moving ahead in this game, we're going to find out what that is in the next few minutes. Still a conversation going on right now between the two team owners. And play will resume in just a few moments. So we will see how the Legion approach the rest of this game. Bears really made a big statement, and that's something else that we've touched on throughout the broadcast, but the Bears have made quite the statement these first 2 weeks of play in the EFA, and they've gotten a look at Empire State and New York. As the extra point is good, they've gotten a look at two different teams so far through the first 2 weeks, and they have asserted their dominance in both games.
And really, overall, it's been a great performance from the Bears in these two games so far, on both sides of the ball. Rodriguez has been really good throughout the air. They've been getting some good running in this game tonight against the Legion. And their defense has made some big-time plays, whether that be on the defensive line or just forcing those interceptions. So the score now is going to be 40-0 with that touchdown.
Well, that was my mistake. I was going off of our scoreboard. It is now 40-0 rather than 33.
Number that you like, Joe, 33.
I have been known to go by Foreman Osborne 33, depending on where you look.
Now a 40-0 lead here. It's been a long third quarter for obvious reasons, both sides. So to try to prevent any further injuries, they would probably try to get this game a little bit going quicker after that big hit for DeSalvatore.
It's more of an unspoken rule, but we have seen in the past when games have gotten out of hand, we've played with a running clock, or at least it seems that way. Limited stoppages, perhaps, and I think there's a good chance we see that through the rest of this game.
I think that's maybe what the officials were discussing with the coaches maybe during that break, trying to figure out, do we do a running clock the rest of the way to prevent any further injuries from happening like that?
Well, that running clock at the discretion of the officials, and we will probably know what they decided by the end of the third quarter as Villanueva scoops that one up, cuts up field along the numbers, and is taken down across the 30-yard line.
So Villanueva got hurt at the end of the first half. As that's the end of the third quarter right there, Joe. The official had his hat up in the air.
Well, the clock must have been running during at least some of that delay then, because we only saw a few plays in this quarter.
Not much plays, yeah.
I would guess the Legion ran 3 or 4 plays, and the Bears on offense probably ran
kind of feels
5?
Like
4 or 5?
Kind of feels like a soccer game where, despite an injury happening, they just kept the clock running and they just added or something, but obviously not going to add it in this situation. They're just trying to get this game over with.
So it looks like we are going to play with a bit of an accelerated clock here in this fourth quarter, and we will see who takes over at quarterback for the Legion as the two teams switch sides. Now,
I would expect maybe a wildcat formation the rest of the way for the Legion and just trying to run and not force anything through the air.
I wouldn't be surprised by that, and again, given how quickly the third quarter moved, you won't have to run too many plays offensively if you're the Legion, should the clock run at the same pace here in the fourth.
I'm guessing I want to say number 3 might be the quarterback, but I'm not 100% sure.
We will find out momentarily.
Could be 15. We'll have to see in a moment.
Legion getting their 11th man out onto the field here as we get set to begin the fourth quarter. Big lead for the Bears. And the Legion forced to make a change at quarterback. Right now it looks like there's some deliberation going on in the backfield.
It's going to be number 3.
Marcus McCray-Adams.
He's the one leading traffic there for the Legion, so he'll be the quarterback going the rest of the way in this game. And then for the Legion, they hope not for most of the rest of the regular season.
McCray-Adams, a defensive back, low snap. He looks to his left, throws that way. It's caught by Williams. Williams jukes, breaks a tackle, lowers his shoulder, and is out to almost the 40-yard line. Good effort there by Williams as McCray-Adams was able to get that throw away over a heavy pass rush.
And you got to like the heart and effort for this Legion team right now. Their quarterback goes down with an injury. They're still trying to play till the final whistle, and they get a nice gain there on first down to make it second, and it looks like maybe 5 yards.
And for this offense, if I'm not mistaken, that's their second longest play of this game. And a great effort there by Williams as well. He was stopped maybe a yard past the line of scrimmage and was able to juke between a pair of tacklers, lower his shoulder, fight forward. Great effort from him. Second down and 4 to go. Throw to the left, caught by Gooding, and he stepped out of bounds. The question is where?
Looks like they gave him a yard on the play, so did at least gain something. And Joe, we have another injury, and it's again for the Legion. And is that their quarterback again?
I don't believe so.
It is not.
I think it's one of the offensive linemen.
And this could lead to, you would hope, not another lengthy delay in terms of injury-wise, but this game just continues to go bad for New York right here. As now you hope, I'm trying to see the number, but you hope that he is now okay.
We said it, the Week 1 matchup between the Demon Knights and the Bears, a very physical game, and this game has similarly been a very physical affair between these two teams.
Looks like that's number 55 down for the Legion.
That's Jason Epps, who has played both sides of the ball in this game, and that is not an easy thing to do, especially when one of your assignments comes on the offensive line. You're involved in every play there. You can't take a play off on the O-line. Now, looks like that may have been a cramp, which is the best case scenario, I think, as they tried to get him some water from the sideline.
And he is walking off on his own power, so that is good to see.
Meanwhile, the Legion have a third down and short coming up. And when play resumes, they will have to get another offensive lineman into the game.
Clock now officially running after that play. And you said it, about third and short coming up here for the Legion as they try to get another first down.
Third down and officially 3. Short 3, but 3 nonetheless. Williams in the backfield alongside McCray-Adams. 4 receivers wide, spread shotgun set. And the Legion will call timeout. Looks like a bit of confusion here. And that's expected when you bring in a new quarterback that likely hasn't had many reps at the position leading up to this first game for the Legion. The good news for them is, should they be without David DeSalvatore, they will have at least a couple of weeks to get some reps for the other quarterbacks on the roster and hopefully smooth things out ahead of their second game of the season in 2 weeks' time. Make it 3 weeks.
So a lengthy time off for the Legion, and That'll be good for them to at least fix the mistakes that they had in this game on both sides of the ball. But you said it, Joe. The more important factor is of DeSalvatore's health going into that next game in 3 weeks. We'll have to see if he would be ready to start that game. But with a knee injury, typically with a quarterback, those are ones to watch out for. So that one could be very much up in the air.
Well, next week, we will be at Facina Field for the first time this season. The New York Bandits host the Empire State Demon Knights. Our second look at the Demon Knights this season. Our first look at the Bandits. So we'll see what the Bandits have in store for us as they host their first game of the season at home. Demon Knights, of course, 0-1 following their loss here at the Bears in Week 1. Bears looking to improve to 2-0, and it appears they will certainly do that. Four receivers wide, low snap, and McCray Adams takes off up the middle. He breaks toward the near side, cuts upfield, and that's a nice run by the Legion quarterback, who is finally tackled at the Bears' 43-yard line.
Well, sometimes, Joe, those broken plays do work out in your favor. You saw it, a low snap on the play, but overall, a great run to get that first down into Bears territory.
Legion will certainly take it. And the Legion have had opportunities in Bears territory, but none deep in Bears territory. And we've said it already, the Bears have started quite a few drives in plus territory. They've scored a couple of times on defense as well. First down for the Legion. Once again, a spread shotgun set. Better snap on that play. McCray Adams heaves one up the right sideline into double coverage, and that is intercepted. Once again, Isaiah Berrios-Smith with the pick, and the Bears will get it back with a big lead here in this fourth quarter.
Berrios-Smith right now with that Hawkeye vision, Joe, is once again able to notice where the ball was and able to track that one down and get that interception, his second of the night. And the Bears offense will come back out onto the field as they try to run this game clock out and come out with a 2-0 start.
The Bears will take over deep in their own territory here. But they appear well on their way to victory number 2. And we said it, Nick. The New York offense, the New York defense, both have been fantastic in this game. And when they take the field in 3 weeks' time, they will look to remain unbeaten. Now, we know our schedule of games. We do not yet know the full league-wide schedule of games. So that's something to be on the lookout for in the coming weeks. And this Bears team right now, early in the season, certainly appears to be the favorite for the EFA championship. Rodriguez hands off up the middle. And short gain on that carry.
I believe that was Ridley on the carry there as he gets 3 yards to make it 2nd and 7.
Raheem Ridley in the backfield once again. And we've seen in this game the Bears continuing to utilize all of their playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. Second down coming up here for the Bears. The official right now standing over the football as the Bears break huddle and head to the line of scrimmage. Rodriguez, split back, shotgun set, 2 receivers right, 1 wide left, handoff once again, and there's a good cutback on that carry, and plenty of room to run up that far sideline. It's a foot race, and pushed out of bounds was Justin Roman. With a big carry on that play, the Bears are now in Legion territory.
Well, you spoke about it, Joe. The Bears have so many playmakers on their offensive side of the ball, and even on the defensive side, I should say, also. And it just leading to another big-time play right there, this time on the ground. Overall, they've had a great scheme today. rushing and throwing in this one.
The running game, the passing game, the pass rush, the defensive backfield, all have gotten the job done tonight for the Bears, and special teams as well, converting the majority of the extra points. And it looks like, once again, limping off the field for the Legion, Sergio Mencia. Rodriguez takes the shotgun snap, hands off to Romero this time. Nice hole up the middle. Romero makes a man miss, breaks it toward the far sideline, and Romero will take it in for a touchdown.
Romero in for the second time tonight, Joe. And I spoke about it earlier. You want to play a big game, especially when it's against your former team. Man, has he put on a show tonight in the backfield, breaking off a couple tackles on his way for a second score of the night.
For the Legion, I said it before, Nick, but I think it's been more apparent in the second half. Tackling has been a really big issue for them, as they have had a really tough time bringing down the ball carrier. Extra point coming up here for the Bears. Hunter will try it once again as New York leads New York 46-0 here in the fourth quarter. And we saw some lopsided games on PDF last year throughout the season as that kick is wide left. But in the two games that these two teams played last season, the Bears did not eclipse the 40-point mark in either one of them. The Legion were shut out in one of the two games, scored a touchdown in the other meeting.
It's been a rough night for the Legion, but with those weeks off, they'll have a chance to fix the mistakes that happened tonight. But they're certainly going to be feeling the wounds from this game tomorrow and for the next couple of weeks.
No doubt about it, Nick. And the last time we saw the Legion before tonight was against Empire State in the season finale for the Legion. And in that game, they led the Demon Knights 6-0. The winner of that game qualified for the EFA playoffs. If either team had won, they were in, and the Demon Knights took the victory in that game to move on. However, Empire State would lose in the first round of the playoffs to the Harlem Gators. The Gators then went on to lose in the EFA championship to the Brooklyn Pharaohs. Meanwhile, this New York Bears team was also a part of the EFA playoffs last year, and they lost in heartbreaking fashion against the Pharaohs. That game was a game the Bears led by score. The Pharaohs returned a punt for a touchdown and then converted on the two-point try as they went ahead 8-6. The Bears then drove all the way down the field into the red zone, but time ran out as the result of a pre-snap penalty and the ensuing runoff. Not much on that return, as a pair of Bears were able to force Sam Tariq out of bounds along the far sideline.
Now, Joe, you correct me if I'm wrong. They signaled no good on the PAT, right? Because on the scoreboard it reads 47.
They did signal no good, yes. 100%.
Just making sure we have the right score.
We do.
I trust you, Lewis.
Now, at some point did I say 47 when I looked at it?
I don't remember it.
Then it didn't happen, because in post, I'll edit it out. Power of editing.
Certainly a beauty.
Well, if you're the Bears, looking up at that scoreboard, certainly a beautiful sight. Legion will take over again, this time at their own 30-yard line.
And kind of similar to what happened last week with the Bears, and where everything realistically went right for them. The only thing that you can really critique them from this game, once again, was their penalty yards that they allowed. So that's still an issue for them as the season goes on. But overall, they've just been very dominant through these first 2 games.
As I said before, this Bears team has made quite the statement through the first 2 weeks of play here in the Elite Football Alliance. And I think one of the storylines through this season is going to be which team, if any, can step up and challenge them. As that handoff was fumbled, it was recovered by the Bears, and immediately tackled following the recovery was Michael Lopez. So once again, he's involved in a play that results in a Legion turnover, and Lopez is loving it right now as he gets some high fives and handshakes on his sideline. And Nick, just about everything that could go wrong has gone wrong so far in this game, and the Legion haven't given their offense a chance to really get going late. You would think there'd be some opportunities late in the game as the Bears ease off the gas a bit, but
I think that's the game, Joe.
I do think that is the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning. So 2 minutes left. The Bears will have an opportunity, Joe, to get that 50-point opportunity mark. But nonetheless, they have played a phenomenal game overall tonight. Another turnover, unfortunately, for the Legion. I'm trying to think of how many they've had in this game. It's been a good amount, so they'll need to fix those mistakes in the next couple weeks.
Well, Nick, I think we've seen it before. Teams late in games have not eased up offensively. On defense, you'll see every once in a while that the defenses will ease up in a lopsided game. The offenses have not, and I think in all likelihood the Bears run the ball here, but they are going to try and score.
Well, we'll have to see what happens as the game goes on.
Well, the Bears attempted a lateral there, and it is recovered almost by the Legion, and the Bears have it now. What I was watching was an extra man on the field for the Legion trying to get off.
That's what I was noticing, too. That's why I didn't know if there was going to be a penalty or not.
I was waiting to see if the flag was going to come out.
And now a timeout has been called by the Bears.
If I'm the Bears, I'm taking my starters out of the game right now.
I was going to say, that was why I was very confused that they had the starters out there, because you're risking the potential threat of an injury. And with a season going on like this, you cannot have that happen with this big of a lead.
Nick, I'm not confused. We've seen it time and time again. Teams try and score late in games, but to lateral the ball around late in a game,
that's dangerous.
Leading by as many points as you are, exactly. It's dangerous because very easily one of your players could get injured, and we've seen that already in this game with the Legion. Any given snap, you could lose a player for the foreseeable future, and that's something you don't want to risk if you're the Bears. Also, in a lopsided game, I don't think you need to run up the score, leading by 47 or 46 to be exact, late in the fourth quarter. I don't think it's necessary.
I think overall, they give you the Bears, just run the clock out. Don't risk anything through the air. Especially, you can't have Rodriguez get hurt. He's been such a big bright spot for this team throughout the first 2 weeks.
Building upon the point I just made, the Bears are just handing the ball off. And as I say that, they throw. And it's a foot race up the far sideline where the receiver is pushed out of bounds. That was Angel Ortiz who got involved late in the game last week. And I was saying it before, Nick. They were just handing the ball off.
Kind of jinxed it on that one.
Still trying to score, but handing it off. It was the laterals that surprised me, and I thought it was the laterals that were the unnecessary part of the play, especially given the injury risk.
Yeah, another timeout has been taken, this time by the Legion.
I'll have to admit I'm a bit surprised there.
I am a bit too.
If there's one thing I've learned covering the EFA,
expect the unexpected.
You took the words right out of my mouth, and that's why you and I are here together.
Well, they got to start the clock as soon as, well, the clock's already, I should say, it's already starting. So the accelerated clock is still on after this timeout as the Bears try to extend their lead even further.
Rodriguez once again in the shotgun. He is looking to throw. Rolling left. Throwing for the sideline, and that's dropped.
I believe he was looking for Williams on that one.
Well, Nick, I think moving forward in our coverage of the EFA, if any team ever kneels or willingly runs out the closing seconds, I'm going to be shocked. Because we haven't seen it yet, and it doesn't seem to matter what the score is. Each and every team is trying to put points on the board late in games.
They're looking for those style points to end these games.
Now, to be fair, in week 1 last season, the Bears took on the Pharaohs, and the Pharaohs did the same exact thing. The game was decided, and the Pharaohs tried to run up the score on the Bears. They didn't need to pass the ball. They tried to score. We saw it in a game between the Demon Knights and the Bandits. The game was over, and the Demon Knights tacked on an extra touchdown as Rodriguez throws for the end zone, incomplete.
And now a flag on the field. I think that's... Okay, I'm glad we both saw that.
We both saw that. Great entertainment value there provided by Kenneth Felder on the offensive line.
He's been to some acting classes.
Now, was that a late hit on the quarterback?
I think that's what they got the call for.
And that's exactly why there's no need to pass here if you're the Bears. It's not the fact that you're trying to tack on points to a large lead. It's the injury risk. And if you're the Legion and you have a chance to hit Rodriguez, you're going to hit him in this spot.
Right. The call was roughing the passer, so the Bears will get the extra yardage added on right here. But, yeah, you are risking the fact of Rodriguez getting hurt. And that's why I'm kind of surprised that they're throwing the ball this late in the game with this big of a lead, because you're risking the injury of your starting quarterback as this season goes on. And you really do not want that to happen, or otherwise you're going to be in these situations later in the year where you might have to use a backup quarterback in a big game situation.
As I said before, 3 weeks off for each of these teams, assuming they both play in 3 weeks. As Rodriguez will throw left, that pass is dropped. Now, the Bears opened this drive with a running play. They have thrown it every play since. So they are intent on scoring a touchdown. Now, I have to take a look back at last year's schedule, but I do not believe the Bears eclipsed the 50-point mark more than once, and they did not. They had 51 against the Bandits. We had that game here on PDF. I did not cover that game. That was the only game we covered that I missed last year. Second down, 10 to go. Ball at the 12-yard line in the closing seconds of the fourth quarter.
And the Bears have taken a timeout.
Well, the fans can't seem to understand.
They want to get to their post-game meal, Joe.
Fans are hungry. We had to cut the outdoor mic, but the fans were not pleased.
They're very relentless right now, Joe.
Yeah, the fans aren't having it.
You're right. Expect the unexpected. You're absolutely right.
Expect the unexpected. That is correct. You have to think that there can't be more than 1 or 2 snaps left in this game. And
I would venture to think not.
We saw the same thing last week late in the game.
It happened, yeah.
And it was the Bears, once again, driving with a chance for some more points. Now, at the other end of the field, we have, I would guess, game personnel sprinting across, but who knows? Expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Spread shotgun set, 4 receivers wide. Rodriguez looks to throw. And a miscommunication there as that's intercepted in the end zone. Williams makes a man miss up the near side. Williams, 25-30, 35-40, 45-50. He has one man to beat. It's Rodriguez. Gets around him and is tripped up by a man that it appeared was going to be blocked at the 30. And we have another Legion player down at the end of the play. What an effort by Williams. And I think that is our final play of the game. It is. as the Legion made a bid for a late touchdown, and you would have never expected it, but the Bears trying to score late. We spoke about the injury risk for them, and it looked like another Legion player on that play was shaken up. That was Marcellus Smallwood. The game is over, and our official final score is the New York Bears 46 and the New York Legion nothing.
Is it over, though, Joe?
You know what? It's not over, apparently.
It's not over.
The players were shaking hands and left the field. They're back.
Certainly.
The officials said, get back here.
This has been a wacky game.
Wow. Well, I expected the game was over.
And you didn't expect the unexpected, but here we are.
I broke the number one rule. The crowd.
Lewis thought the game was over. He put final.
I think everyone believed the game was over except the referees. The players were on the field shaking hands.
Well, we'll have to say we probably have one or two plays left in us for this game, but this has been the closest that the Legion have been to scoring a touchdown, so a huge chance for them here to end the game.
Your wording there was very important. You said we have one or two plays left in us. We're running on empty right now. This game got underway at about 6:45.
He's got a chance.
The sideline, and the Legion may be on the board. Did he complete the catch?
Not.
No. Smallwood, coming off a play where he appeared injured, nearly had the first Legion touchdown of the season. And is McCray Adams shaken up?
He looks like he did take a shot at the end of the play, but looks like he'll stay in.
Nick, this has been a very long 2 minutes.
This might be the longest 2-minute warning I've ever seen.
So the Legion will get at least one more play here as we continue on.
Curious to see if this will be the final play of the game.
Gray Adams rolling left, and he's going to carry it, or at least I thought so.
Jinx it again.
And he had Williams open. The question was, did he cross the line of scrimmage? And if Williams catches that ball, he had a chance to score.
Is that timeout, Legion? How much time is left in this game, Joe?
I don't know.
I know, you're speechless. I'm speechless, too.
I am rarely speechless, and I just don't know what to say.
At a timeout after an incompletion, they wanted to stop the accelerated clock. They were trying to make sure they could run another play.
StatCast coming in, 2-minute warning, 8:42 p.m. It is now 8:55. 13 minutes ago, we reached the 2-minute warning.
I don't even know what to say, Joe.
I'll tell you right now, the press box is loving it. I've said it before. I'm rarely speechless. I don't know what to say. Expect the unexpected.
And once again, we're going to have to expect and see if this is the last play. We've expected it the past, 5 or 6 plays.
We'll have to print T-shirts. ETE. Expect the unexpected with the PDF Sports Network logo. McCray Adams rolling right. Has room. Heaves one for the end zone. And that is knocked down, not intercepted. And that will do it. We have reached the end of the fourth quarter and gone final. The Bears,
are we sure, though? Are we sure?
The Legion, nothing, and the game is over. The game is over. The official has tipped the cap to us as a salute for a job well done. And the game is over with the Bears picking up a big win. So for the Bears, they improved to 2-0. The Legion start their season 0-1. Plenty of injury concerns for them, as they will have 3 weeks to get prepared for the second game of their season. There you see our final on your screens. And one final time, as we mentioned earlier, our next broadcast will be next week as we travel to Facina Field, the site of last year's EFA championship. We will see the Empire State Demon Knights visit the New York Bandits in the Bandits' first game. For the Demon Knights, it will be game number 2, and Empire State will look to move into sole possession of second place. The Bandits will hope to do the same. But until then, this has been Joe Foreman alongside Nick Bavona with PDF Sports Network coverage of the Elite Football Alliance. Big win for the Bears over the Legion in Week 2. We'll see you in 1 week for Demon Knights and Bandits.